we go.
Here we go. Here we go. Hello, hello. Long time no see.
Hello.
It's good to
Hello.
see your face. Beautiful. Good to see you.
Wait a second. Are they seeing my screen or your screen?
I am not sharing any screens, so they
Oh, no.
should
There
be
we go.
seeing both of us, sweetheart.
That's what I'm working on.
I'm
That's
waiting.
what I'm working on. There. See? I told you. It's
Yeah.
okay. Everything's fine.
Not
All
gonna
right.
freak out.
Everything's good. It's good.
Oh, let me let me do some stuff. I'll get us shared on Patreon, let our people know we're over here.
Hello, my friends. Here we are again, ready to close out last week and start for next week, I guess. Um,
Big
we
movements astrologically, huge movements, even
yes,
business wise. We got a lot going on and a lot to
yes.
talk about. So I'm going to share. You do your thing. Start talking to our people as I'm
Well,
letting our patrons know what's up.
I probably the worst and the best thing that's happened to me ever is that your girl learned AI and how to work with it in a creative modality. And dang it all, if yesterday I didn't get this huge whoosh of a push,
Oh my
and
gosh.
man, I had
It's not
I was
lying.
building and building and building like an insane person yesterday. Just so focal pointed, and then I had a thought and a memory, and I was like, you know what? Wait a second. This is Cancer energy, and didn't Jupiter just leave that sign? I texted Heather last night, and I was like, and now we have Mercury going retrograde over the same path that Jupiter just trod. And I was like,
Yeah. Wait, we got some stuff to go back and double back on some
oh,
stuff that we didn't
I
finish up.
see what you're doing. I
Man,
see what you're doing.
she was blowing my phone up yesterday, like threads after threads after threads. And by the end of it,
Yeah.
I couldn't even keep up. My mind just went, okay, my brain's blown. You got to stop. I'm Johnny Five. I'm malfunctioning out, man.
Yeah, but like everything that I built was for our people.
I know. I
And
know.
um, you know, hi, hello, Hiri K. He Ray could deal.
All right.
Thank you. Thank you. Yes, I was just talking about how Jupiter had left Cancer and now Mercury is retrograde walking that path. And it's how many times do you hear it, right? All the readers and stuff, they all sit back and they're going, it's going to speed up. It's going to speed up really fast. And Mars has been in Gemini. You're going to get a lot of that. The United States has Mars in Gemini natally in our seventh house. So, no wonder all the social media stuff came from over here. We want the news and we want it in 0.3 seconds. And then we want the next piece of information and the next piece of information and the next. Um, yeah. And if something goes outside of like social media posts or news and it leaves the space of media, then it gets forgotten like almost instantly. And that's how Mars, how Aries, Aries over the third, or you'd have what? Mars in the third house, Mars and Gemini. So, yeah, yesterday got a huge speed up thing for me. And I took that energy and I was building with it. And then this morning I remembered that Juno, that
Juno.
Juno.
Juno up with Pluto.
Juno
Juno.
up there with Pluto.
Yeah, we got Juno at 6 Aquarius and the Pluto's back.
Yeah.
Pluto retrogrades back to 4. And Juno's retrograde too, so she's doing some reevaluation,
Oh,
and
bless of her.
they're making that trine down to Uranus and Mars right now. So that gumption that you had to like just conquer this AI, like she's teaching herself, and
Yeah.
I absolutely love it. I mean, yeah, it's kind of how we learn best, or at least I do too.
Yeah.
But she, Juno's about that devotion, and
Devoted.
yeah, you were devoted, and you were gonna get it. You were gonna get it and dig
Uh,
to the depths of it until you made it happen. It's taken some time, but
I did not
so
know.
proud.
It would be like this. You don't really know your own mind until you get in and start working with something like this, or at least that's the way that I feel about it, because even, giving the thing instructions, laying it out, making the corrections, I knew it was going to be slow because you had yours for so long, and it takes forever
Yeah.
to train your little soldier. Anyway, mine's trained enough now where it's starting to spit out stuff that has the Miriam thing to it here and there and here, and I'm like, take that off the poster. What the heck are you doing?
Oh, I know.
Like, normal people don't talk like me. Normal
Yeah.
people talk like normal people. So,
Yeah.
um, very interesting. But each thing that I thought of has taken more time than I thought it would. And I just kept giving myself grace. Like, hey, okay, grace, grace. Just be gracious about this, be graceful about it. Because it is a tool. But I wanted to let everyone know that, well, let me just go ahead and all right, so I want that one.
Well, she's pulling that. Take a look behind me, guys. I posted this on the community section of our YouTube channel, as well as it's in our Patreon. So it's just the transits for July. Boop. And we're right about, well, yeah. Yeah, we have a Kazemi happening today. So if you guys see that and I'm in the way, don't worry, we'll talk about it. But you can go download it yourself for your own little tracking and journaling or whatever it is that you're doing. Um, but she's
What was
getting,
I pulling up again? It was
I
for the eclipse, right?
I don't know what you're pulling up. That's why
Oh,
yesterday I'm not in your head. You kept sending me so much stuff, and I'm like, I'm not in your head to know where your thought process is right now, woman. And clearly, you're about,
what the
a
heck are you
mile up the road
doing?
from me because I'm
What?
just chilling. I've missed you guys, and I'm. You know what? I'm gonna have to stay on my phone because I'm working from a different computer, so
There.
I don't even have access to all my tools, let alone the live chat.
I
So
found
let me hop
it.
into our live chat and see
All
our
right. I'm gonna
people.
pull this thing up because
I can't see
everybody,
nothing.
this is probably the coolest thing ever. I shall show this to my friends. Not that.
Yes.
This. Yes. You guys remember for several years there, I had done eclipse ritual readings with you guys. And those of you guys that actually had an eclipse reading with me, you guys remember how that was, right? Where we pulled up your chart and then we pulled up the eclipse. We would look at how it was going to move over in the sky and how it was going to affect you in your own chart. And then we layered in the matching, right? The matching personal planets, but then we would mark hour by hour and we would discuss how to lay out your ritual for like the eclipse. Now, Heather is a big proponent of not doing any kind of anything on eclipses, especially. Can you explain that to them?
Oh, yeah, yeah. So, The eclipses. We hear a lot of people talk about, especially if you're into like crystals and manifesting and all that kind of stuff. If you lean a little towards the witchy side, little metaphysics happening. Uh, Definitely, it's not. These eclipses aren't meant to like set your crystals out and cleanse them. Like to me, and Miriam witnessed it. She had all these things up in the window at our last eclipse season, like all these crystals and pretties. And I was like, nope, we got to pull these back. We got to get these out of the window. You don't want to do that. Now, I will say from personal experience, because the April 8th, 2024 new moon total solar eclipse that was conjunct Chiron at 19 Aries was on my ascendant degree. And I have Pluto on my descendant degree. So it was a very powerful, potent initiation point to where I did purposely set out specific crystals because of the energy, the Chiron energy, being the healer and being in the line of work that I'm in. You guys can probably understand why I did it when I did it, because it was on me. And so if it's on a personal point of yours, then I may highlight that there may be a couple of pretties that you want to have harness that power, and that you may want to get an extra charge. But, we got eclipse season coming up in August the 12th.
Yep.
We have a 20-degree Leo south node solar eclipse that's going to be happening. And then at the end of the month, we've got, I think there's the Aquarius eclipse is happening. Or is that? Now, I'm not thinking like at the end of this month, like the last day of this month, we have what's that? I thought we had an Aquarius. So we've got an Aquarius moon at the end of this month, but I think we also have, I don't think that one's the eclipse. Sorry, I'm just kind of rambling at this point. But
Well, let me show them what I did.
look at what Miriam did.
Because look at me.
Look at it.
What I had done
Look at it.
once upon a time was
what had happened was
I took my method for the eclipse ritual reading and I put it into my Claude AI Anthropic, and I built this off of my method. And this is what it looks like. It is an eclipse ritual reading in the sense like we would do it sitting together, right? It's gonna hone in, give you this pretty front page, which I thought was cool. It's gonna give you the plain answer first, because you know how AI does the frou-frou nonsense? And I was like, stop playing with me.
5 hours later, you get to the nuts and bolts of what you were looking
and
for.
I said, you need to talk straight at these people, all of them. So they're going to give you an answer straight away. The report will, based off of your chart, it's going to give you the answer. How is this eclipse going to affect you? Boom, first paragraph, right? Second paragraph, it's going to tell a little bit about the story of the eclipse, right? And then it's going to lay out the area of the eclipse where it's going to happen and how it would affect like overall large things for you. It's going, what it touches for you, and it'll give you real statements that I would have given you. And then it gives you a calendar, which I thought this was really cool part, because what we do is that anytime a planet moves over the spot where this eclipse happens at 20 degrees of Leo, right? And we have other planets, the moon will go over that point, at least once a month. It's going to forecast all the next important days when this topic will be hit for you again. So it'll list those out for you that you can actually keep an eye on stuff in your world.
I love that. I love that part because it does. You guys, when you're studying eclipses, you learn that from the first planet that crosses that point and activates it, it's like a big, it hones in on what the theme
Yeah, the
of
theme of it.
the theme, the archetype that's going to cross through it. And yeah, I love that you're bringing up all these different points, because then it's like checking in, and then you throw in the Saros cycle and all that. What?
Yes. Then we step into, like, if you and I were sitting together, we would talk about your specific ritual and the way to lay it. And I would throw and kick you some ideas, right? This does the same thing where it'll take the chakra system and lay it over your eclipse point. It'll take the uh, colors, the rulers, the all sorts of stuff, stones, crystals, and it'll kind of lay it out for you like a recipe book. You want to go to, it would be this page, and it's not a very good page, but it's almost as if it prints out for you the tools that you need, like a recipe for for if you're going to manifest, or if you're just going to be grateful. And you know, it'll give you everything you need. You know what? Let me stop sharing this, and I'll show you mine, because the final product is, it's freaking amazing. And you don't have to set time aside with me to be able to get an eclipse reading, especially for next month's eclipse. It is on the scale of intensity. It's probably a 3 out of 6. So it's sort of like, okay, we can handle 3. 3 is the number of creation. Like, it's, you need a triangle. Great. Here's 2 more sticks. But what I will say is it's a total solar eclipse. And
Yeah. Yeah. And you say a 3 out of 6, but I feel, I mean, granted, I'm impartial because it's happening exactly on my fifth house Leo North node at 20 degrees after I just had this other big one. But I'm going to say, with Jupiter going in to Leo just recently, after
yeah,
this, and then Mercury retrograde prior to all of this, yeah, it feels a whole lot bigger. It really does. I know that we're not like here to fully discuss all of that. We will go through and have a live stream and talk about the eclipse once we've both gotten a chance to kind of nail it down. She's just showing you on this eclipse reading.
yeah, because
Yeah.
it's really very pretty when it's all said and done.
Yes, it is.
This is the first page, solar eclipse in Leo, and the topic for this eclipse is a letting go eclipse. It's good to release, which, of course, for those of you that believe in lighting a candle, or, I mean, it's meant to put you in a state of ritual. And it's also meant, this report, just like I would be sitting with you. I swear to God, I would be telling you, make sure that you have all of your stuff out ready to go the day before. True? Yes. Have everything blessed, right? And cleansed the way that you need it to be. And then don't let anybody interrupt you on the day of the eclipse. Choose to say, I'm taking the day off of work, or I don't want anybody to talk to me today, and just get your focal point on what the topic is, a letting go. And when you set up your rituals, it is one of those things where you're going to start at the top of the hour, because the ruler of that hour happens to be Mars. I know that we're hitting Mercury, Mars, the sun, and for some of us, the sun hour is going to be one of the strongest hours that you've got. But you don't want to be interrupted with stuff like this, because you don't want to walk away from your candles. And I mean, honestly, we spend such energy trying to keep ourselves calm and still. And so anything that comes by, wet dog running through the room in the middle of a moment that is supposed to have you, gratefully letting things go. Um, Nobody wants the wet dog running through the room. That's just not the way. So there's the plain answer first. This one's mine. You'll see the plain answer first, the story that it's giving me about the eclipse, what it will touch for me, and it's my Venus. My Venus will be in play until 2030, right? And then Saturn, go me, go me.
Yeah.
Here's my calendar, and these are the dates I need to watch out for, right? And then my ritual, and these are like the cards. Sunday for the first hour, about 7 to 8 in the morning, light the gold candle, hold the rose quartz, name out 3 things your community gave you this year. Because for me, y'all are my eclipse.
Yeah.
Surprise!
Her 11th house.
My 11th house is the eclipse.
And
That's what's coming.
it's my 5th house. So we have a flip-flop chart. I'm Aries rising, she's Libra rising, and her Venus is on my north node.
On the back, it'll give us the technical receipt of me, the eclipse timing. The Lord of the eclipse is the sun, which is not
Which
normal. It's not usually,
yeah,
right?
yeah.
The sun, Mercury, and Jupiter, chart contact for me gives me the 11th house. Intensity scores for me is a 3 of 6. My body, 3 of 4. Lord of 5. I don't know what the heck it meant by that, but I'm going to have to fix whatever it broke. Portal and midpoint stack of 6. World intensity, 8 of 21. Notable client contact, 3 of 6. So what is the confidence level of the report? It includes whether it's high, medium, or low. Like you're going to get this energy, but you're going to get it kind of low. You
Impact.
probably, what's the
The impact.
mambo line? You just get on underneath that pole at a wedding. You're like, woo. So it's going to give you a confidence level. It's going to tell you the lifespan of the eclipse and then the activations. And read that. Mercury crosses 20 degrees Leo about August 20th, 2026, which is going to be a big day for all of us. Mars about mid-October, Jupiter about late October, with return passes to this spot for 2027. So the topic that I'm having to do is you guys are my topic, and that really doesn't, I mean, it's not too far off from the tree for me. But like, Heather, do you want your eclipse ritual reading? Do you want yours?
Please.
I will run yours.
I haven't seen it. I haven't seen it.
I
And
will
it's
run
smack
Heather's
dab on my 20-degree Leo
as soon
north
as I
node.
get back from, I have an evacuation. The
Go potty.
firefighters are here.
Go
No,
potty.
I have to. I'll be
Go
back.
potty. Oh, well, hey, let me see what's happening in the chat. Sorry, I've missed y'all. And as some of you know, I've been doing some traveling. I don't usually go anywhere. Spent this whole past year kind of locked up in my little tower. And so I've been spending some time out of state, and hence my tools. I've got a new phone, which I'm struggling with. I went from a Google Pixel to a Samsung, and I'm really struggling with it. I miss my Pixels, but anyways, so I haven't had my tools to be able to do any recording, and I just want to give you guys many thanks and thank you for all of your grace that you've extended to me, knowing that I've been spending time at home with my family and getting to catch up with my kids and my siblings and my dad and my aunts and, just having a great time. I really needed it. This time of year is pretty big for my family. So, just I've just been having fun. Plan to be back like full force, at the end of this month. So thank you so much for hanging out with us. And Miriam's been hopping on when she can pull away for 5 minutes from either an appointment or all of her work.
It's always
She's
an
been working
appointment.
on it. She's been working on it for months. But hi,
Yeah,
Harry. Hi, Blue Cardinal.
I'm pretty excited though.
Hi, Allie.
Finally.
You see synchronistic Allie in our chat. She is a good person to hit up with any questions that you may have. She's kind of partnering up with us on some stuff. So thank you, Allie, for being here. And Badir, good seeing you, dear. Welcome in. All right. So I know you said you were pulling mine, but I feel like I want to share, but I can't really share the chart. I don't know if I can or not. Let me see if it'll let me. Let's see. Share? I should be sharing. Yay. All right. And that Zoom did not work how I wanted it to. All right. So evidently today we are in Austin, Texas. I'm not sure why it pulled Austin, Texas, but we've got the chart of the moment. I'm going to zoom in for you guys. Sorry if I made you dizzy, just for a second, just to take a look at the chart, because we can show all these the eclipse reading in just a second. But so today, Cancer energy has been very high. As United States, we are a Cancer sun, and we're having a lot of movement happening today. If you haven't already had your Mercury Kazemi sun moment, know that Mercury is retrograding back to 20. So, hey, and this is today? Oh my goodness. So we're sitting here talking about 20 degrees Leo. Now we got 20 degrees Cancer and 20 degrees Mercury. So when Mercury retrogrades back, we've talked about this. It's reevaluating. It's going back and remembering specific things. And Cancer, it's very emotional, and it depends on what part of your chart that you have Cancer in, as far as where it's impacting. But for me, Cancer's right over my fourth house, right? So I'm fourth house Cancer Venus. So everything's about me being at home. Even this whole Jupiter going through Cancer and exiting out into Leo finally is about the home and the roots and all that kind of stuff. So you guys may be having a big message come through. It could be from another party. So like chart of the moment earlier, when we ran this before starting the live, it was pulling up in the ninth house in the Austin area, right? So but in general, depending on where it's at in your chart, you may be getting a message today. It's Mercury retrograde, and Cancer is the most emotional parts of ourselves. It's the part of to me, they say the moon is emotion, right? So if you're looking at your horoscope, you go to your sun, moon, your rising. The rising pretty much applies to just about everything, but you throw that moon on the ascendant and you go based off your moon, that talks about your emotional, the emotional sides of you, how you process pain, how you process happiness, the undercurrents of it. But Cancer is very much that too, because it hones that fourth house energy of home, roots, ancestry, deep processing of emotions, love. I think that fourth house and moon are very similar energies. Cancer is, the ruler of the moon. But so right now, there's probably some emotional stuff going on, and you'll notice that any kind of messages that are coming through, they're not coming through from somebody else. I will say that since it's Mercury retrograde, everybody's like, don't cut your bangs and don't text your ex. This is actually a perfect time for that kind of stuff to be coming up. Past relationships. Does it have to be a love relationship? It could be a sibling. It could be somebody that was like family, suddenly reaching out to you, childhood friends that you haven't heard from in forever. But it has a bit of renewal, and I'll go a little more into that in just a second. But you notice it's squaring down to Saturn in Aries at 14 degrees. Okay. Mercury in the sun squaring down to Saturn talks a bit about where there has been structures. To me, I almost think it's like, yeah, this shit isn't working anymore. you're this lack of stability, this lack of something going forward and progressing isn't working. Mercury's coming back. There's a message that's coming through and talking about how can we do this differently this time. So if you guys do have the situation to where you're having childhood memories popping up to resurface, if you have issues with father, I'm going to say it. Cancer is a mother house, but Saturn is a father sign. The sun is a father sign. So this has to do with dynamics and between it could be outdated belief systems about something, but it could be a new way. Even I just saw like a parent, a father coming through and saying, you know what, I'm moving, I'm doing this, I'm out, deuces. I'm doing something different. But it's not necessarily a bad, personally, I don't think that's a bad square per se, unless maybe you're running your lip a little too much, then you might get checked quite quick by Saturn. But I don't know. I feel as if it's an evolution in a new way of building. It's like there's a conversation going on with Mercury, the Sun, and Saturn. Okay, and they're having a conversation, and they're going, okay, well, you remember that time and how that went? Well, that didn't work out. So let's put this plan, and structure into place. We'll talk about it. We'll think about it. Collaborate, but mainly probably things around home, family roots, emotional roots. Some of you may even be feeling torn to go towards looking up ancestry. Everything's still in a little bundle right there. I mean, Jupiter's only 12 degrees away from the Cazimi, and it spent so much time back and forth in Cancer. So this all has to do with home, family, roots, your living situation, how you process emotions, how you look back at memories. I've been going for a long time. Miriam, do you want to say anything about those points?
I have lots to say about these points.
Good, because I could keep going and you need to add in.
Okay. So the nodes are at 0 degrees, 26 minutes. That's less than a half an hour before the nodes make the shift into Leo and Aquarius. The south node will be in Leo. Well, it should be, right? It's already at Leo, 0 degrees, 26 minutes. It's 26 minutes in to Leo. Isn't it?
No, not yet.
Not
Look,
yet.
Oh, you can't
No,
see
no,
it.
it wouldn't be because it'd be 29.
But you can't see it, but behind me, and I can't point. I don't know which way I'm pointing.
It's this way.
This thing over here. Look down there. July 26th.
July 26th.
If you download your calendar, you'll see it. July 26th is when the nodes shift. So
yeah.
right.
But because we're at the 0 of Virgo and Pisces, it is a special degree. It carries with it the qualities of where you see Saturn and Neptune are at, and Pallas. Now I
very
would also
amplified, very amplified.
The reason why I'm going there first is because Virgo is not completely finished yet. And you may be a lot like me, receiving a lot of downloads and downloads that are sort of like your higher self from the future coming in and just dumping stuff into your head and kind of like weaving things together. Virgo rules the needle and thread, and
the analytics of it all.
It is paying attention, but it's putting the pattern together and finishing the product that you applied your discipline of learning towards. And I will also say that hopefully you guys have your own charts pulled up when you're looking at this with us, because Virgo, you would be like, oh my God, already with this Virgo crap.
Yeah, I struggle
and it's almost
with Venus
done.
and Virgo.
Notice Venus just crossed over the node. And it is in a square point over there on the right to Mars and Uranus in Gemini. Now, like I say a lot, I do say this a lot when I'm talking about Venus and Mars. When they're in a square point like this, they're in competition with one another.
Put them
There's a
up.
competition of something that is occurring. And wherever Gemini is in your chart, wherever Gemini and Uranus is squaring the nodes, that right there is what's trying to become integrated into the moment.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. What are the tools that are being used? Well, on the first in conjunct, you see Venus, right? Go from Venus in Virgo, right? And just hit that first in conjunct, Pluto conjunct Juno. Okay. Now go to your chart because your Virgo stuff is being affected right now. And what are you doing about it? Your first go-to is the Pluto Juno thing, right? Intense relationships, getting to know you, getting to know all about you. The Juno portion of it, she's not always angry. Juno's not always mad.
No,
Um,
but with
Juno is the one though that would, when you get home from the army and you see your mom and you haven't seen your mom in a while, and your mom's like, "I Minky, Benkaki, Minky," it's a
it's
homecoming feel.
like a cross between Cancer and Virgo energy.
It's this love thing that happens inside of groups and families where the affection that you hold for this person, they're just, let's just say it is a relationship thing, and it does have to do with what group you're in, because usually cancer is coming from a home, and whether your family includes 15 children, right? Whether your family includes, like Heather, she got to grow up with all of her aunts and her uncles hanging out with her mom, and she would watch the interaction and the play between siblings. Whether your household has, half of us are strangers and the other half of us, have known each other for a few years, but we have no blood relation, like you would be in a job far, far, far away. You build family units, like with the people you go to work with, like in our household, it's pets, right? Cats upstairs, dogs downstairs. But it's going to have a relational function to it.
I
That's
like that.
my point.
I like that you're bringing up the relational function because it is. I mean, we're right now we're having that Kazemi moment, but also like we've talked all the to nauseum over this past year as the nodes have been going through Virgo and Pisces, that the South node at 0 is very potent, right? But the South node is, you notice it's like a trash bin, right? It's a little upside down horseshoe to where it just gets filled up with shit and it needs to be dumped out basically. It's where we're too comfortable. It's at 0 Virgo. It you can think at the highest vibrations of Virgo, the highest expressions, being extremely precise, analytical, problem solving, all that kind of stuff.
It could
But
be
if
the
you add on,
patterns.
but I know that's what I was getting ready to go to, sis, is pattern recognition is Virgo. It's a lot like Pallas Athena. And so if we're talking about South nodes, something that we've been way too comfortable doing for way too freaking long, and we're being over judgmental, over critiquing, over analyzing. Mercury rules Virgo, okay? And it's right there with Venus. Venus just had a talk and passed by there and was like, "Hey, did you hear? Did you see that post? Did you see that they liked? Did you see that your spouse commented on that person's post and put a heart? Or did you, this is the teenage, young, angsty teenage energy." Okay. So on the lower vibrational scale, you look at that in conjunct down to Pluto and Juno. This is about relationships. This is about the future,
Yeah.
Aquarius, future relationships. It's about the collective, the relationship with the collective. That green dotted line, that in conjunct right there,
Yeah.
that's making a yod over to Neptune. But if you look at that,
Oh,
that's
I haven't gotten to that part yet.
I know I'm stopping. It's uncomfortable. It's uncomfortable right there, but it is touching relationships. So it could have something to do with, okay, we're done doing it this way. We're
This
going to
way.
try this. Venus
This way.
said maybe this, but
Yeah.
you want to do the higher expression of it because they're
Yeah.
about to turn and it is touching relationships and everything that we're faithful to.
Right.
So,
Well, again, go back to the nodes.
mhm.
And what is currently squaring the nodes? Mars and Uranus and Gemini. And Mars and Uranus just passed over Sedna. Sedna is an asteroid that talks about suffering and it's betrayal. It's betrayal of one's family and
Abandonment.
unit. And it's sitting in that spot at the beginning of Gemini, where people can be very bratty and very childlike. They could be very elemental in what they think they know versus what they know. Um, it would also include states of emergencies and freakouts, right? But also pettiness beyond petty, because the Sedna portion of it, Sedna suffering, the betrayal of the family in Gemini, of all places, they want everyone else's opinion on what's happening. Okay. That I'm experiencing this in my world right now, and I want your opinion, but I also want their opinion and their opinion and their opinion. I want all these opinions on my suffering. Notice that it is also, right, the North Node is at 0 degrees, and of Pisces, of Pisces. So
Mm-hmm.
if someone's got a victim mentality that they've been playing on for a very long time, Juno and Pluto this is the confrontation point. This is the up in your face because you used the wrong tone with me. You know, it is this thing that can occur because the yods are meant to shake us loose from what we have been feeling comfortable about. So notice that it is a square, it is in Gemini, but when you put those two things together, and Mars is actually trucking and getting way ahead of Uranus right now, like thank God that's beyond me, but we're not beyond the topic of the question. And Mercury is still not done going retrograde. Yaman.
Yeah.
Notice the 22 degree of Nessus over there in Pisces. 22 degrees, that's a Capricorn degree. Have you ever made a Capricorn upset? Notice Saturn at play here. What's the system been? How's the system been? Making you happy? Does it make us happy? See the Aquarius. This is not a solo show, it's an us. It's an us. But you're right, it is future forward thinking. It would be a whole lot of people who got together to go on strike about a job, situation for more benefits, but your head guy that's going to sit down and do your deal is doing the deal that went on 2 years ago before a bunch of stuff, or before COVID happened, right?
Mm-hmm.
And so you're sitting at the table with these terms, and Mars Uranus, we have a message with a messenger from the future. Are you going to listen? Or are you not going to listen? Are you going to keep your eye on the ball? Yeah. I mean, I am one of those that looks at Lilith. Look at her face, 22 degrees. That's black. That's black moon Lilith is the one that's at 22 degrees. So we have a Saturn hit in Sagittarius for like crazy pigeonhole stuff like I've been doing. But what I've been doing is good. Anyway, people can pigeonhole, and the Capricorn thing, right? Coming down real hard on something, somebody. It's just all across the board. 22 for Nessus, and then Saturn's
22 for
only
22 for Lilith too. What's
Saturn,
that?
yes. Saturn's at 14, right? Which is a Taurus. It's a Taurus degree, right? And what are we talking about further up? We're talking about freaking why is this not
Vesta's almost at 22. Here, you share. I'm the one who's
it's
sharing. So.
it's Venus, Venus is the one.
Sorry. I don't know what I did.
And Venus right now, replace current share.
Thank
What
you.
did I do to you? Who? All right, let me just go up here. Quit messing around. Quit messing around. All right, you can see that, right? I hope so.
Mhm. Yes.
Can you see it? Okay, cool. Well, the Taurus Venus is up here in Virgo. And on the first in conjunct, I want a relationship intensely to go with me into the future. You know, this could be like whatever the relationship crap stuff that I have been gathering while the nodes were in, freaking Libra and the nodes went into Virgo. You picked up a lot of patterns, you picked up a lot of stuff. Enough to be able to what? Identify something over here on the right that affects Uranus, which would be down here. So this Venus, she back there. You ever have a super picky Taurus up in your face? Taurus is what? Pressure. Taurus is pressure. I feel the pressure.
I think that's right there, like South Node and Venus together, like that at the beginning of Virgo, is a lot like pressure to look so great, pressure to be the best, pressure to
Pressure.
lose weight, pressure to not eat all the food. Virgo can be a little harsh and a little hypercritical in Virgo. What am I talking about? Taurus. You got me thrown off. I was talking about Venus in Virgo.
Yeah.
Can be a little particular about things and want things a certain way. And
Dun, dun,
yeah.
dun, dun.
Yeah,
Follis.
health matters. Pets is also Virgo.
Yeah, because the
So
Virgo.
let's talk about the South Node also real quick with the Venus and the South Node. People could be getting
New pets.
new pets could be losing pets.
Yes.
I have to say that because Virgo is sixth house energy normally, and
Do you
it
know what?
pertains to pets, but it could also be like pets that remind you of a pet that you had when you were younger.
This is like
Like,
one of those charts where there's somebody
see,
out there right now who is getting the transplanted organ that they have needed for quite some time. Notice what has to happen, though, for these things to occur. Neptune is in Aries.
yeah, I was
And
just looking down at Neptune.
that kind of Neptune Aries thing is it's sort of like asking this question. Now, it's a sextile. We have 4 degrees of Pluto, and then we have 4 degrees of Neptune. It's a solid sextile, right? Forming a yod position in the chart. So this is why I'm looking at the sextile though, because to me this is beneficial in some way where it's telling you exactly who you are to the collective. The Juno piece of it being amplified, she's out front. She's in front of the transformation, which
That
means the transformation, which is in the back, is digging up underneath Juno. There is a transformation occurring with Juno in Aquarius. The future, yes, but electricity, also yes. But also, like, and it's crazy, right? Connected to Neptune because all around the house, the yellow house, um, they were replacing all of the gas lines. They were, digging up the street and
mm-hmm.
laying down for natural gas, brand new pipes and everything. And look at that. It serves a community with Aquarius. We're going to dig deep underneath the ground and give Juno to the people. Dig deep, give Juno to the people.
And you notice
And
that Neptune is squaring the moon right now, which just hit 29 Gemini. The moon's going to be in Cancer in just a few
in
moments.
just a few moments, you can cry, but do
And
not cry yet, my friend. Not
yeah.
till we're done. We're not
Yeah,
crying on.
yeah. Well, that could, ultimately expect if you're taking a nap, expect a wonderful, dreamy, intuitive dream, one.
Intuitive, yeah.
But it could also be a little confusing, not just dreams, just in general. If all of a sudden you feel like you're in this fog and whatever, give it a few more minutes. It'll move to your emotions and you'll start to process it and be able to fill it out. And
Yeah.
by tomorrow or late tonight, whenever
Because I mean, if you
the
think
moon will
about
move
it,
into Leo and then you're ready to go.
this time for me, as the moon was transiting the Pisces energy, this time for me, I was not having a good day. This was not a fun time when the moon was there. What, like a week and a half ago? I was sick. I was ill.
Mhm.
It was not fun. And then it moved through a masculine sign of Aries, right? And then it moved through Taurus, and this time with Chiron in Taurus at 0 degrees of all things, with
Yes.
Chiron at Taurus. Yes, these are things, topics that we're taking on about. And Chiron's at the 0 degree mark. So we're at the very beginning. It's like, oh, you just entered kindergarten for Taurus and you have to make it with a doctorate degree by the time Chiron leaves Taurus. So
But
you're going to
don't
get all sorts of
but
lessons.
don't touch my stuff.
But don't touch my stuff. Don't open my room. Don't touch my phone. Don't ask me where I'm going
Taurus
or
is
what I'm
very
doing.
possessive. Is
Don't
very
come near me with that weird stick you're holding in your hand because I don't think you want to play with this. The Taurus
yeah.
function, which this time had the flavor of Chiron. And if I went into this, which I could, um, it's going to get a little more interesting. We've been so used to Chiron's presence in Aries and Pisces before that. When it hits an earth sign like this, it's almost like vinyl records going. What just happened? People are making a big deal about a noun, not a thought, not an idea, a noun. This is something
Something.
physical that you can hold in your hands. I don't care what it is. Click,
Something.
a chip
Money.
click.
Let's just put it there. Money's going to be a big
Okay.
thing. Food's going to be a big thing.
Money,
Um,
food,
money and food. This
water,
is collectively, y'all.
collectively.
It in history, granted, Chiron was only like discovered what I don't know. I'm just thinking 84 years, but I'm pretty sure that's like
Dude, I'm
Uranus.
telling
That's like
you.
that's like Uranus transit. But it's basically any time that Chiron comes back to this sign. Let's put it this way. That's where we start to see times of famine. We
Mm-hmm.
start to see times where there's market crashes, where there's not enough food. Eat the food, Tina. No, I'm sorry.
Food,
Napoleon
Tina.
Dynamite reference for whoever gets it. But the food, Uranus going through Taurus. It's in Gemini now, but when it was going through Taurus, you started noticing a lot of people were saying, F this, I'm going to start gardening myself. I'm going to
Yeah.
start growing my own food. Then it's about, what's in the food.
What's
Was
in
at
the
the
food?
very end of Uranus, what's in the food? And Gemini wants to know what's in the food. Well, it's not what we're being told. And then so there's going to be some food crisis happening. There's going to be foodborne illnesses that are going to end up happening with Chiron there. But it is going to be about values and where our wounds are collectively and individually about those things that we hold, that we possess, and that we value. Because if we may have to start looking at different ways and perspectives, and Chiron's there to help ease that in and go, remember, you're capable of this, like security. I mean, I know I just went to Cancer, but I think
What
of
do you
Taurus as security
value
as
in your
well.
life that helps you to feel stable, controlled, on time, even?
Self-worth.
It's not just self-worth though. It's
Well,
not.
it's part
It
of
it
it.
has to do with any kind of noun that you can touch is going to be taken, stolen. There's going to be some sort of wounding or grief around it. I naturally have a 5 degree Taurus or Chiron naturally. And for me, it was, am I worth feeding as a human being? Am I worth feeding? Am I worth taking to the doctor? Am I worth clothing? Am I worth being a parent? Am I worth being a spouse, a friend? Am I worth it to them? Okay. Yeah, a lot of memories. But in the 5 degree Taurus, I don't know how we're going to do that because, like, it's sort of like all of my sad memories, don't you dare take them from me. They're all I have. And so once we get beyond 5 degrees of Taurus, though, it gets a little better, because then it does step into things like when you choose to rebuild in the seeds that you plant, now that you know that certain soil it can hold certain poisons, or the plant doesn't thrive. You won't thrive in certain environments. Environments will be a very large thing with Chiron and Taurus, where perhaps there's an environment you can't live in anymore, like as a lifestyle, or perhaps there's an environment you can't work in anymore. And then it's
I
Chiron,
was
right?
gonna say
They're gonna say,
the
guess who
work
has to
thing.
stay and deal with it? You.
Yeah, well, and you think about the Chiron thing being in Taurus, and Taurus is the place where the money that we make from our work and our stuff is right there. So
Yeah.
a Chiron wound collectively is also going to tie into this kind of basket thing that we have coming up too, but it has to do with there's if you think about the AI part of it, like people losing their jobs. You don't hold it physically, but Taurus is the money that you make. Maybe having to come up with different kind of streams of creative income revenue
Yeah.
because it's Venusian, but
For some people, especially with the Gemini energy, they're learning to stay out of it, shut up, turn around, don't watch, go away, let them have their privacy. Does that make sense?
yeah, it is, but if we go through and look, I mean, because obviously we've already got the basket starting. The basket's already coming into effect, and I know if you guys have listened through, any YouTube lately, you've heard about Barbault's basket, coined by S.J. Anderson, awesome dude. But it
Mm-hmm.
has to do with this upcoming transit that we're having on like the 20th, 19th, 20th, 21st. It's an ongoing big basket. Right now, you can see the minor triangle
Yeah.
between Saturn or Uranus, Neptune, and
Yeah.
Pluto. But as you
And
notice, the
then this
basket gets
one.
even bigger because Mars is trining Jupiter now. You see,
Yeah.
and then you got Jupiter opposite Pluto, Juno. We've got the whole big basket right there. If you can, I don't know.
I mean, it's also kind of strange in the sense that, don't forget, like you said, that Taurus energy is fixed and it likes to be in the ground in the dark. Don't turn the light on until it's time to turn the light on, sort of thing.
Mhm.
And if someone is gripping too hard to the past dynamic of, say, Pluto and Capricorn days, because the nodes have been traveling for quite some time to get to this
Yeah.
point up here to Leo. And these are all fall and winter signs on my left of the nodes. This is all fall and winter. Notice the nodes. And now we're going to break loose and step that south node into a summer sign.
Yeah. Yeah. Fire and air.
Fire and air. So, what have we
Fast.
learned from all of this sad, I want to say the word Chernobyl days? God bless us all. Is it the thing that needs to go forward into the future? That's going to be the question.
Yeah.
Future
Yeah.
looks real good right now, too.
Well,
With
and
Tariq Lowe is sort of like the most beautiful angel, the angelic energy, the angelic description.
that's Chiron's wife.
So, are we making friends and our friend groups feel more like they're our angels? Are friends showing up as angels into your world of Aquarius? These are my questions. Notice it's trucking towards the North Node. All of us sitting in a space, if you have Pluto and freaking Sagittarius, if you're that generation, you absolutely want to go live in a Winnebago and travel and have a different kind of house. Some of you want to purchase a house, yes, but if I start showing you camping videos Every last one of you people are going to be like, oh my God, I would so love that. Just to go out and be in nature like that. Um, this is, and I can't say it's an over idealization at all with Neptune and Aries. This is what you like. This is what you like. And so many folks see the amour in the sextile to the chariklo, the angel presence.
More
It's
armor.
looking at your situation, looking at your future, and dreaming how beautiful and perfect it's going to be. It's going to be beautiful and damn wonderful, perfect, right? And the node is about to cross over. So here's my point. As Pluto begins to move forward, right? When it goes direct, because it will, Pluto's going to hit this 4-degree spot again. Then this Juno question, do I want relationships in groups? Is it time for a whole bunch of people to come out of their hermit mode? And I really gotta get out and go meet some people. And are you thinking of assisting in some sort of hospitable way or to render your services to humanitarian cause of some sort? Are you ready to, you know what? I'm gonna lay my own self down and pick up the cross, that sort of energy.
Yeah. I see
And this
I see where you're
over
going with that.
idealization of it, that it's not really an over idealization. That's my point there, because it is partially true.
Okay, it is. And I want to segue right there because, especially with, okay, let me just put AI there. Okay. And you got the fact that Pluto is opposing Jupiter. Pluto digs up the everything from underneath. I mean, it reveals all and it changes everything forever, right? Jupiter just like touches something and it becomes way bigger than ever meant to be, or like it's vast, it's full of knowledge, it's full of optimism. Jupiter is. And if you've got somebody digging for gold, aka money, right? I think about the stock markets. I think about AI. I think about the fact, the links that a Jupiter and Leo that is so big and so bombastic and so extra going, if you think about like the stock market, for example, okay, going for broke, like doing the gambling thing, going for broke, putting this company's putting millions and millions and millions of dollars into its AI to replace all its people. A lot of these people have already lost their jobs, lost their livelihood, and whatever. What do you mean we need to invest even more money in it? Oh, that's all the further it could take us. Now we got to buy your other program. Well, that's twice as much as what it cost to pay my people that did it before. Is it really faster? We're hiring a bunch of people to fix all these things that's going wrong with all these programs that AI's. I can just see that being a place where companies shoot their load and get rid of what they need, get rid of people before they should. I can see it as, the go for broke energy, at it's I got flashed like the 5 of Swords, like when at all costs is what I just saw when I saw Jupiter opposing Pluto. So just be careful with that opposition to use it towards your benefit. We have the grace, like literally, y'all, we have never in our entire lives seen an outer planet alignment like this. She's talking back to when Pluto left Capricorn. Well, that was a huge deal. And Pluto's been in Aquarius just at 4 degrees now. The highest it got was 5 for the past 3 years. It's been going back and forth and it's done. All the outer planets changed sign. We had Saturn, Neptune at 0 degrees Aries that moved for the first time in like existence that we known for thousands of years. Uranus just moved out of Taurus after being there for 8 some years into Gemini. We've got Jupiter that just finished its trek in Cancer and is now in Leo. And we have all of these outer planets making sextiles to each other, making this big bucket where all these planets are talking to each other. And it's not just to talk. it's almost like there's a big conspiracy and a big reveal of like, okay, here is the moment. Like when I say the moment, this is going to uncover gradually, but there's something that's about to come up when all these outer planets, when Jupiter in Leo hits 4 degrees, it'll be opposite Pluto at 4 degrees, which will be sextile Neptune at 4 degrees, which is already sextile Uranus at 4 degrees, and then back up to Jupiter when it touches Uranus and Gemini touching there. That's a big cradle. Think of like a mama, holding the newborn. This is like universe going, okay, you guys, are you ready for this? Because I'm gonna let you go. You can have it. You can have it. Now, what is it for you? Look in your chart of what areas in the life it's going to be happening. But we all, especially with this Cancer new moon that's coming up, uh, work on your manifesting hardcore for the next couple of weeks. Look at something in your life. 4 is a number of, think the 4 of Wands, stability. It's something that's meant for long term, and it is something that is affecting the collective in a way that none of us, you listen to astrologers, we don't know what this basket's going to be, but it's going to be huge. I mean, everything being at a 4 stable number, right, and the cradle of the universe go and move forward. To me, I think this is like the before and after shot. You know how COVID was the before and after, 9/11 was the 9 and after, and I'm not saying necessarily that it has something to do with that. However, with Uranus involved, you don't know what it could be. Okay. You can't, Uranus is innovative. It is futuristic. It's Aquarian energy, but it's also bombs, explosions. It's brilliant inventions. It's all these things. So what is it that you're going to work on? I think that the segue from this new moon and Cancer that we're having in 2 days, I'll try to get a recording up, no guarantees, but I'll try to get a horoscope out this time.
For some people, it's just focusing on their family.
Yeah. Well,
like, look at your family, people. This is your mission, your family. And the wake up call that kind of comes with it. Look at the Mercury is squaring Saturn right there. And Pallas is squaring Mercury at the same time. Standing up, speaking on behalf for another, making a loud sound, big old brain. And forming your own opinion on something that perhaps you didn't want to put out there anymore. Making a decision in your mind that you don't want to have this anymore. Look, I'm not saying, she's not wrong. She's not wrong about the time periods and how long we've been kind of conditioned with all those generational planets and the larger planets in different zodiac signs. She's not wrong about that. What is even more correct is that karma is at 7 degrees, right, of Scorpio. In what house does Scorpio rule, right? 7 degrees, karma. You'd feel where your power is being pushed. Where do you have the power right now? Because I know Harry and Meghan finally went to go visit Harry's dad, King Charles III. Okay. Scorpio is going to be affected by this. You will see the increase in Scorpio. That's what I think. You're going to see this increase in Scorpio.
That Scorpio energy. And remember, folks, think October, we've got Venus retrograde, just like it did in 2018 and 2009. Can I say divorce, separation?
I'm telling you. Except this time, Jupiter's going to be in Leo.
Except for this time. That's right.
Except for this time, it will be about your romantic life. Except for this time,
and
you will learn something in a hobby or exercise, or this time it's gonna light up your Jupiter position.
I know. I would think I'm excited about that one, and I think that it also is going to light up with South Node. Okay, So Jupiter is going through Leo, and that's big, bombastic energy. It's, my goodness, that's, the
Yeah,
person
but
with the
even
spotlight
in the
on them.
opposition, even in the opposition, Jupiter touching Pluto right now is not a bad thing. It's
Not
not
necessarily if you can handle rationing and you can handle like what
logical.
self-control. Let's put it that way.
Yes,
Self-control, then
logic.
it's not a bad thing. It's actually a really powerful, potent,
Yeah,
optimistic thing that if you put your ducks in a row,
yeah.
it's gonna get wheels and then
That's what I'm
wings and it's
saying.
gonna fly.
I think this is something that everybody's been working on while the South Node has been through Virgo.
But
I
it
do.
has to be for everybody. So
For
South Node is going into Leo, which takes out the individual. Okay, and it puts it projecting the North Node in Aquarius, the collective. So I mean, I just got shown a flash of a bunch of different screens and like what like even if you and I are going live, we're a pair, right? We're going live, but I just saw a bunch of faces all over one Zoom screen.
yeah,
Think about like I know it threw me back to 2020 when everybody had to go class and Zoom, and
right.
everybody had a team meeting and you
Well,
have 50
can I
people.
stop you right there? Because I
Go
want
ahead.
to show you something.
Yeah.
Yeah,
If I
some
ever don't make a point, blame her. I love you. Blame her.
she hates it when I do that.
I'm airheaded, but if she interrupts me, then
However,
I forget it, and then it's like, okay, well, I'll never remember to go back there.
this is something that not just reinforces what you say, it's already in the workings of, and I want to show it to you. Um, yeah, you're so perfectly right on. Watch this. Crazy lady. That's why I blow up your phone. Is because, there's certain people that you want to like. Look, I would love it if my parents were alive. You know what I mean? I'd love it, but they're not. So I call Heather and I go, look at what I did. Look at what I did. Why are we looking at this thumbnail? That face. Because it's time. I am ready now, you guys, to start another free friendship group where one night a week we all sit together and we work on our family trees together. Because I'm an astrologer, yo. I can pull up the ephemeris for that day that your relation person was born. We can start to learn their personalities. Why not? Like it's something that everybody always says, "Oh, I've got to get to that. I'm going to work on my family tree." Well, you can sit with me. I have a syllabus that's already done up. Let me show you the syllabus. I know it's crazy and a lot of people would think it's nuts, but this
I'm
wouldn't
learning
be,
with you. I didn't even know this was a thing. So I'm hearing it first for the first
yeah,
time too.
well, she didn't have
That
like,
No, you just don't. You think you tell me stuff, but you don't.
some things are better told in person and some things are better when they're a
Okay.
surprise. Because it's a
Okay.
surprise and I'm speaking only for myself. God bless America. I can put docs, right? And
I don't
it'll
know.
come up.
I'm trying to read the chat. My vision is horrible,
Read the
but I
chat.
can't see it on a computer, so I'm looking at my phone. Excuse me. Hi, people. Sorry if we're being bad hosts and not talking to you. We're busy catching up. I mean, we haven't, to be fair, like I don't remember what I was saying earlier, but to be fair, we have had some major transits happen over this past month when we haven't been able to jump on and tell you like exactly what's been going on. And we know the energies are really big, that a lot of people are having big stuff happen, especially with their families and in their relationships.
Mm,
And you just remember that we are still available for personal readings. If you do need to book directly during the times that we can't collaborate to get together to jump on lives, to let you know about all the transits. Rooted together. Go on, Miriam, with your bad self.
okay, that works. Wait a second. Where'd we go? All right, so this is a syllabus I want me and my friends to do. I want to turn all of my friends into investigators, detectives, because to me that's kind of fun. They have those murder like podcast group people. They all get together, go ghost hunting and stuff. I don't see why not. I've been looking and building my own personal family tree for years. Years. I have stories and pictures and you'd be surprised when you come in with some friends or some people that have certain connections, what you could build. And one of the cool things about forming a friendship group like this is like you can get a scrapbook and actually, yeah, I thought about it like, hey, let's all get a scrapbook, even if it's just a file folder for now, where you can throw in your notes and whatever, and we sit and we read about it. If somebody gets stuck, we jump on it and help that person out, right? But I even have the links for historic papers and the Smithsonian Collections and Transcription Center, the Library of Congress, David Rumsey Map Collection, National Archives for Military Records. I already have everything we would need. Everything is free. And yeah, I want to launch that. And now you know. I just haven't launched it
Now,
yet.
now I know. Okay, well, interesting.
Am I still sharing my screen?
You are.
Oh, how do I
You are.
stop doing that? Oh, there it is. Thank you. But that's my, I mean,
Let's check in with our people.
oh, we have people. All right.
I will say personally that I think that that's absolutely awesome. The whole family doing a family tree and stuff like that. That seems really neat. I was initially how I met Miriam was she invited me into one of her astrology groups, and we would do an astrology group like every week and for a long time. So
Mm.
if any of you get the chance to take part in this with her, I wholeheartedly recommend it. Um, she this is the woman that has resources. She knows where to go get stuff.
I do a curtsy. Thank you very much. Yes. Yes.
But let's say hi to our we got lots of people and
I
Sarah
know. We got Sarah Jean.
calling Sarah
Brandon's
Jean.
here.
Thank you for the donation, sweetheart. We appreciate you.
Well, look at Man's comment. Thank you very much for saying that.
Ooh,
Because we're awake, okay? And
let's see.
so many of us that are doing the ancestral cleanse that it just came out of nowhere, and for some odd reason we're the ones doing it, where right, man, you find a grandmother, a great grandmother, you think about the time frames in history that they lived through or they were part of, you do a little bit of research, but mainly you're holding their memory. That's what I've been doing. And I've gone through like 4 or 5 grandfathers. I've gone through at least 4 or 5 grandmothers and great grandmothers. So it is something that we do.
Yeah, in the astrology group we did like because we went back and we did because we did my mom, and then we did my mom's mom, and then
Yep.
Amba was there for the last one, but she did with me my grandpa's mom. I think it was, yeah, my
Yeah.
grandpa's mom. And just having that and finding some of those old articles and stuff, they were crazy about, Jim Bob got kicked by a mule and
Yep.
bit
Because
the
man,
bucket.
I'm square
Some
on
of
the
those.
theory. It's a theory. I haven't proven it yet. That this stuff, when it comes to our ancestors, are also tied into astrocartography in some way.
I think so too.
Girl,
That
I am with you on that.
that I and just it's so interesting how that works if you go into just kind of like the more spiritual side of it, like something you can find out something about one of your ancestors, that
Yes.
specific word or last name or something in
Trait.
your whole life you've had this hit you
You've
your
had
whole
this
life,
trait,
synchronicity, that seeing the same name or
making the same
whatever.
facial
Yep,
expression, the
it's
same
it's incredible.
craving food, craving addictions. You know that our DNA cells and stuff carries up to 60 generations back
That's
of those
crazy.
tiny little things. And they just discovered that in the past 2 years. So you could literally like sauerkraut, because your great 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 grandmother had a recipe that fed everybody and they
Yeah,
loved the sauerkraut.
I believe it.
And
I like
you're like,
I like
oh,
sauerkraut.
okay.
On a good
Man,
brat.
who doesn't love like a hot Reuben sandwich on a cold day? Man, that's love. That's like a love language to me. You show up with a Reuben sandwich with some sauerkraut and the bread, the dark.
The rye bread, yeah. She's getting hungry, y'all.
No, I'm getting happy. It's the food,
and we
man.
got, yeah, and yes,
It's exciting. Like,
there's a lot to read in there. I don't know. I
it's
don't
just
have,
crazy the way the chart is right now because what if you got everything you wanted? Could you, Leo, handle it? Could you use what you know so far from your sun sign, your Mercury, your Venus, your Mars, right? Your Saturn, to be able to build it, to keep it Eight of Pentacles in a workflow, making it flow. Like, that's why I'm thinking like the Capricorn energy right now. It's almost like there's been a test because Cancer energy has been hit hard recently since
yeah.
the full moon. Since the full moon.
Yeah, I mean
Big one. And
it had been, but I think it was like a ruminating period, like the first part that Jupiter was in Cancer. Like there was a lot. I mean,
a
there
lot.
was definitely a lot that transpired when it first entered Cancer, and then as it left it built it back, it built it back up, and then it jumps into that.
Right.
I'd like to think that Jupiter going into Leo like that. Ooh, a couple things. I'd like to see that it brings back people's childhood wonder
Yes, the
and
playfulness
the
and the laughter
playfulness and the laughter and the fun.
and the
And
fun.
rather than so many people getting butthurt about, oh, I can't
Yeah.
believe you use that label or that name, I think that
Right.
hopefully that's going to like nix out a little bit. But
It's
I do think
Leo.
that
Like, let's go build the fort. And then you build
it's
it.
it's like, okay, well, my job, I just got my 30-day notice about my job and what am I going to do? Well, what are you good at?
What are you good
What
at,
have you
man?
been good at your whole
What
life that you just
are
excel
you good
at
at?
and you can create and make your own?
Yeah.
And it's got a but caveat. It has to benefit your community.
Yeah. It's got to be
Communities, the
something
collective.
accepted by your audience and
Yeah.
something it's like supply and demand, which would be a Taurian Scorpio thing.
Yeah.
The supply and demand. Is there a supply? Is there a demand? Can you make those things happen? Can you hold it steady? It's the baseball game, the Sandlot, the movie,
Oh, I love
where all the
that.
kids are out there playing Sandlot
I love it.
and one person
Sick
has a peanut
balls.
butter sandwich in their backpack and nobody else has food.
Mm.
You pull the peanut butter sandwich out. What are you going to do as a Leo? Are you going to do the square point and saying it's my sandwich? You're going to do the Scorpio square point and you're going to say, I better share with my friends. Because if you're a
Yeah.
Gen Xer, you would have shared with your friends.
Yeah.
You'd have been like ripping off pieces of the grilled cheese. Everybody got a bite? Great. Because that's all we got. We got one bite.
Sick
No,
balls.
you know what? The
That's
other put
my
right.
favorite part of that movie. That dog.
Ugh.
I grew up
There,
playing ball. I love that movie.
there are
It's a good one.
some things this past week working with the charts and setting up the AI scans. I saw hints of certain hits, and one of them had to do with me. And the translation came out that I was a spider web, right? And then the translation came out, I think, for you, where it was like,
Oh, Zulu. Is that what you're talking?
no,
Oh, you're talking about
no, it's
something you're
something
in.
else. But when you put all the
Something
pieces
else.
together, I could see Charlotte's Web.
That's
I
really
read I read Charlotte's Web when I was 11
some pig.
and
That is a
I
great,
cried
that
and it
is a
was the
great one.
first book that ever had the power to make me cry
Mm.
and I never wanted to read it again because it made me cry. So this week when I saw some of my friends and then I was the spider in the spider web, it looked to me like we were characters. Me and my friends were characters from Charlotte's Web this week. And I was like,
That's cool.
why'd they
That's
pick
cool.
that book? I got the
Oh,
Five Chinese Guys was my absolute favorite when I was 5.
that's hilarious because
Oh,
that's how a couple of my guides work with me.
yeah.
They're very Leo like that, very childlike. They'll show me cartoons, even
Yeah.
if they're ones that I didn't watch. They'll show me a scene from,
Yeah.
like the end cap of Looney Tunes or something like that. But
Right.
I really like that. Those Zulu things, so y'all don't know that I think that I'm totally crazy, but I'm crazy. Yesterday I was getting a lot of downloads and a lot this Uranus, Gemini, Mars. Listen, guys, your future self is talking to you and
Yes.
nudging you. Your
Yes.
future you, future
Yes.
timeline you
Yes.
is pushing you. Listen,
Mhm.
because it's got presence with it. Okay. But yesterday, like I was just chilling and I'm on my phone because I don't have my tools, but I was trying to look at my chart and I got the ting of going, hey, plug your ascendant into asteroid number. So it's 19
You got
degrees
one.
22 minutes. And I'm like, that looks like a really familiar number, 1922. Okay, what? And
1922.
I thought to myself, like, I thought it might have been like a Tropis or something, but I pulled it up and it's Zulu. Okay. And without thought, I'm like, oh, that's neat. I know that's like a South African tribe,
Yeah.
right? But then I started getting like I went down to where I'm staying. I went downstairs to go through some of my stuff to see what I need to bring back with me, and I needed a notebook specifically because I was going to start writing down the new moon horoscope for this upcoming one in 2 days. And I needed a notepad. And so I went down there, went through this box, and I found like 2 journals of mine. And one of them, my big ideas,
Oh, cool.
one of my big ideas
One of
ones.
my big
And then I
ideas.
have this little teeny tiny little notebook. Okay.
Oh,
And
cute.
I open it up and I'm
I
like,
like that.
oh, I haven't seen this in forever. But it was where I was keeping like derivative houses and just
Oh, yeah.
different whatever. So, anyways, let me just zoom in on this. Oh,
No, back it up a little.
back
Yeah,
it
we
up.
see your scribble. Crazy
Yeah.
scribble.
Look, what's the first thing that says on that page?
Zulu.
Like, I was going in and looking up their amulets. I was going in looking at like the Oshiras and stuff and talking about the healers down there because I around that time and then you see I went in I got visited by a goddess in my dream and I realized she was Oya. And that's Shango's
Oh.
wife. But then I also got visited by he looked like a voodoo slash medicine doctor. He
Mm.
had very dark skin, but he had white powder all over him. And he came through like I had a vision with him and he was a medicine man and he was coming through to see me. But anyway, so like I'm like, what do all these things like my Venus is in Cancer, like so I get a lot of my stuff I get a lot of ancestral root hits. And I'm like, what is my tie to Zulu? So that's just a little dumb game I played yesterday, and my guides were like on it because I looked it up like within 10 minutes of going downstairs and finding a notebook
Oh,
that said Zulu.
look.
What?
Wait. Stand by. I have it.
Oh, okay.
Checkity checkity.
You're gonna show me my oh yeah.
It says asteroid 1922 Zulu was discovered on April 25th, 1949 by E.L. Johnson at Johannesburg. It has a period of 5 years, 301 days. It was named for the South African ethnic group or tribe. Johnson chose this name to honor some of the employees at Johannesburg Observatory who were Zulu. The astrological meaning of asteroid Zulu seems. Do you see what he wrote there?
Zeems.
Seems to be
Zulu Zeems to be.
getting physical, something from which something is reckoned.
It's a
It's a jungle
jungle.
out
It's a
there.
jungle out there, baby.
Determined resistance having to do with the Zulu people.
Hmm. I think that
Let's get
it's got to be
physical,
somewhere
physical.
in my soul's journey because I keep getting the Shango and the Oya and medicine doctors. And I've been blessed with, I have a 12th house Pisces, y'all. I was blessed with my chart and having Hecate across my sun, conjunct my sun. I was blessed with sight and vision in my dreams. And I've had ancient people, evidently some were Zulu, that I didn't even know who they were until I looked them up and the messages that they gave me. But it's like anytime that stuff always happens, it happens right before or right as I'm going to need that energy. I don't even know. So anyways, look, like if we were
Like
going to do it,
Zulu is transiting, it's in Taurus right now.
where's it out on my chart?
Oh,
Oh, this is your chart. So
that's my chart.
yours is 308. We would look up
Look at where Zulu is. 14 Taurus degree over Leo in my 11th house
for you.
for me, right? That means
where's it
my
transiting?
tribe are my friends. My friends are my tribe.
Oh,
I'm digging it.
Zulu's coming into your 8th house with Chiron. So Zulu's conjunct Chiron in transit. Oh, so there
Oh my
might be
God, one of
something
your
going
spirit
on.
guides is like, oh my God.
She's like, this bitch. She
This
couldn't get
bitch,
it.
it took 2 weeks to get this through.
5
God.
hours later.
5 months later.
So there may be some news coming up in my realm about Zulu people, right? Where's it at in my chart?
Oh, look, you have 26. That's cute. Hang on.
Oh boy, Zulu. Holy shit, Miriam. That's what is my brain? 26 Taurus, that is the kaput. It is the decapitation star.
Decapitate. What?
Yeah.
How did we get to decapitation all of a sudden?
My brain. We did. Fixed star algol. That's what it is. 26 Taurus is fixed star algol, which is like kaput, like is the beheaded star. Zulu.
Here, I have a cheat sheet. 26 degrees Taurus, Venus. You got a Taurus, Venus, Zulu. Right. How do you feel about your Taurus, Venus going in your Cancer 4th house? How's that make you feel?
So it's been making me feel like I need to create, but I don't have the fucking tools to do so. Excuse my F-bomb, but that's exactly what that energy is. It is like, I need this, but I don't have it.
Where are my things?
Where are my things?
Where are my things?
That's crazy. But no, I have been feeling extra connected with nature. I've been feeling like I need to get like a canvas, which I have right behind me, but you can't see it. I need to go get a canvas, but I can't find my paints. I got to go find all my paints and stuff, but I want to go sit outside. And so when you ask how I feel, I don't know how I don't know how the higher me is feeling. It feels like I need to know something about the Zulu
with
people.
Your Venus and your the South Node sitting on your Sun and Mercury right now, like these tools are coming in from a past life. Maybe this is memory of your tools to create with 5th house from your past life. Because look at where Neptune is, and there's the black moon sitting right on your Neptune in the 9th. You want to use paint.
I want to create
a waterfall, man.
Yeah,
that's a beautiful thing.
That makes sense because
so like notice how I pointed it out though. Taurus is a different lesson because it's Earth energy. And I'm saying it again because when Chiron is in an Earth energy, it's going to be something physical. For her, it's paint.
Right now, at the moment. Yeah, it's paint. Pull up United States chart. I'm just curious.
Damn, she wants to go there. I don't know why she's got to go there. But okay. Pull up America's chart.
You're a nerd. America. We just had
her. Look at America's chart. Looking at Taurus.
Look at its conjunct Vesta in the 5th house. Holy effing F.
Look at the Zulu. Oh my God. Can we get the definition of this? Just stay with me.
I dug and I couldn't find it, so I pulled up a YouTube video.
I gotta pull up 19 degrees of Taurus, you guys. So I'm gonna go to the inside degrees first.
Oh, 20. No, you gotta do 20. You
It's
round up.
20. Yeah, we got to round up, right? So it says a
A
fork
fork,
in the road. You read
Hecate.
it.
I just mentioned Hecate, just so you so. She's the
A
goddess of the
fork in the
crossroads.
road with a
Fork,
blank signpost.
yeah, getting inside of things,
Yeah.
discovering what they're like
Yeah.
when you have no idea any longer what you want out
What?
of things or where anything really is going. All the riches of subtle texture can only begin to arise now and to touch your soul. This journey has gone on forever, but the deep earth calls you once again, and you cannot refuse. All roads lead to the same place where it all flips over and then you're tumbled out to the inside where you meet yourself for the first time. This is not who you expected to see. The other self has lost everything, but has found its way to be here at last on the inside of the world, ready for anything, no preferences, nothing to accomplish, nowhere really to go, just here in the fiber of existence, home free.
Home
Isn't
free.
that how all of us
Home
Americans want to
free.
be? It's just home
Home
free.
free, baby. No, and that's why last time we sat together and we were talking about the Tartan army from Scotland and the sister
Mm,
city in Chicago. The mayor came out and did Boston, did Chicago. They're asking to be sister cities with Edinburgh.
look mine up.
And the
My
like
degree.
what it did to our 250th year anniversary here in the United States, where it was the people that showed up from other countries.
I love
And they
that.
and they went to all these places and they discovered that all they heard over there from their news was a lie.
Yeah.
All of it was a lie
Yeah.
because Americans are generous and we're open and we're friendly and we like to smile. And we, with our Aquarius moon, will 100% of the time purchase your burger while you're here. We will get you that brisket. Yeah, we'll even smoke it for you. Like, sure, you can use my extra room. Yes,
That's
my
true.
children are selling lemonade on the side of the road. Come hang out. Americans do that. And I'm just going to repeat what I said before. Historically, in the time frame, you had groups of people leaving England, right? My people were leaving England too during the 1620s. From the 1620s to the 1630s, 35, that decade and a half that just kind of happened historically is when the ship trades, the routes became open between England and the east coast of the United States. And so you have all of these settlements that are coming to the east coast of the United States, and
Scroll
they're not
down.
yet unified. They're all their own separate little kind of country. It's like being in the Commonwealth, right? But in that first decade and a half, you have the first population sort of showing up. And I forget what I was trying to say about that. Oh, yes, it's that we left our original families. It happened in Australia too, how the nations were developed
Mm-hmm.
was theirs is a nation of criminals, and so is ours. They would send the prisoners to the furthest outposts in the world, right? Drop them off in Australia, take them across the pond, get them out of England. We don't want them here. And it's crazy because what it did was it forced us to have to lean on our neighbor and to lean on our friend. And so, unlike Europe, because over in Europe, they find it offensive if you're smiling all the time or if you're, you know, they think we're,
I love that you're going there because it really does go in line with the nodes moving from
yes,
into Leo into Aquarius,
yes,
changing the way that we come off. We don't come off
we
as
don't,
selfish and
no,
needing to be the center of the spotlight. We are
yes,
generous to people.
yes.
Scroll
And
down
it,
to 27
notice
for
what it
me.
said. This was not who you expected to see. As soon as you said that, I was like,
That's the World Cup happening.
because
Yeah.
Americans were not, we weren't ready to see ourselves through their eyes because through their eyes, they reminded us that we're good people,
And
you
I
know?
don't know anybody, like, I'm not too cool to say that I got a little emotional watching some of those
Yeah,
clips.
I did too.
Like, because I think even that the people were like realizing, holy shit, we were lied to.
Yeah.
holy shit,
Yeah.
like, and then there's so the more of a awakening.
And you have the Pluto and Sagittarius generation who is going to have those scorpionic sort of situations when it comes to the media, to any kind of broadcasting where Pluto is there. So there is a very strong case of betrayal that's going on with published content. And we're seeing the challenges that even governments have of like wrestling this thing to the ground and saying we need to, like they over there in the United Kingdom, they just passed a bill that said if you are 16 and under, you cannot have legally no more social media at all. They can't have it. And they made it a law over there.
You're
Not
still
over
screen
here, because
sharing, just
our
so you know.
country, if you haven't seen our country's chart lately, has a Gemini and a Venus Mars, or we have a Venus Cancer, but we have a Gemini Mars, or a Mars in Gemini in the seventh house, which adds Venus to it. So we might as well just say that these two little jokers, we had to reach our hand across the aisle. These were our neighbors, and the only person that could be looking out for your house or looking out for your stuff are your neighbors. So yes, you can drive through Houston, get a flat tire, and you're going to have 5 people pull off the freeway with you to make sure you're safe. It happens all over the country all the time. We just forgot who we were until those
I
guys showed up.
just I just realized that US's North Node is Leo too.
Oh,
South Node, look, South Node Pholus is conjunct.
and guess who's visiting? Pluto and Juno.
Yes. And then
This is,
an eclipse next month.
yep.
I don't know that he's going to be around very much longer, honey.
Well, we can't
What we're
say
having,
that.
well, did you see that freaking what's his head just died this
I'm
morning?
not saying that.
He did.
And I'll tell you why. Because I made a vow. So did my husband, and so did a lot of other people. So I'm not going to
Oh,
say that.
well, no, I'm just saying, like in real life, the what's his Lindsey Graham just croaked
I
this
know he
morning,
just passed away
and
too.
he was just, yeah, and then Mitch McConnell's like on life support supposedly for weeks as his wife goes back to China, but
Well,
everybody's
look
talking
look at
to him.
America's, okay, second
they,
house, right?
they got these 2 seats they're gonna have to fill.
Look at,
Uh-oh.
if I do the opposition, right? We hit Cancer. Leo is the other person's Jupiter. This is still the eighth house. So we're going to either be asked to do a Jupiter thing when it shows up, or it's this whole, I mean, there's a lot of ways you could say that right there with the Jupiter North Node. That's where I go over here and I try to find some vocabulary words like 6 degrees of, what was that? 6 degrees of
It ain't
Leo.
it ain't fun, but it's for your growth. It's growing pains.
Is it growing pains? Look,
I
a
don't know.
hamster
I
running in a
just said it.
treadmill. Keeping up with things can be all consuming matter because everything changes all the time. There are always fresh angles to master. And when you are coming from a very old place, it is not so easy to shake yourself loose and become the next thing asked. To do it, you may have to turn yourself into a super high powered accomplisher, converting ancient ways to radically different eras. You are personally, privately one way, and publicly, impersonally another way, turning it on to suit the occasion. The karmic performer in overdrive, hustling to catch up, at times compelled to rely on tricks, frantic to cover all the bases, to be everywhere, pushing yourself to learn how to operate within a contemporary world that is alien at a loss, yet also gifted, bringing with you from the heart of nature such jewels and wonders that the world may ask, why do you cast your pearls before swine? But there are moments in the journey when doing whatever is called for becomes its own reward, even if the pace is grinding and the recognition sparse. Something bright abides and sustains you beautifully.
Hmm.
So what you're basically saying is we're going to have a badass moment where like all that Jackie Chan comes out. Is that what you're saying?
Me?
Okay. I get the sextile from Leo to Gemini where, Americans look like we're Black Fridaying all the time. right? Running through Walmart, screaming and yelling and grabbing televisions and so on and so forth.
That's
However,
yeah, it's like
if
Krampus. I
we are
just
the
got the
ones
visual of
getting everyone
Krampus.
else to scramble, you're on your own.
Well, yeah, I mean, they're all going back from like these travels to go, holy crap, this is how they do it. Our people running shit here have us being, like not being able to live. Let's do it let's oh, it's the American way. Just started playing. Does that Toby Keith? Like just that song just
It's
started getting
the
thrown pushed
American
got pushed
way.
into my head just now. But gross. But yes, it did. But that's what I was being shown is like over there, people are they're going to find ways that we do things here.
You
That's
know,
that's it. That is their new fabulous ranch dressing. Like whatever.
yes, the ranch dressing. I told you about that one. Good.
I got a ranch dressing award once at work
You need to stop, did you?
because I was so good, like ranch dressing good. That's how it said. It was a
Oh, that's
plaque.
cute. I like that.
Yeah,
That's
she won
cute.
the ranch dressing award because
Well,
she's just good.
look. Okay, so if Pluto and Juno and Pholus is there and it's at 6 degrees of Aquarius, then something is being taken down because that's what Pholus does.
It takes away.
And if you look at where America came, America was birthed from an imperialist nation at the time. Our
Yeah, you're
parents were
right.
from the 1700s, and his name was, ta-da, King Charles II. Oh my God. King
London
Charles
Bridge is
II. Who's
falling
alive right now?
down,
King Charles
falling
III.
down.
Yes, London Bridge is falling down. So you can see the rebellious piece with our 2022 Shriklo, right? We're going to be an angel to all these other relationships that we have all around the world. They're going to see us as angels. That's really wonderful, but they're really going to what? Square certain government relationships. That seems to fit. Something that falls away at 6 degrees here in our value system. They just passed recently that new bill that said that houses in America need to be for residents, not for corporations. And so there's a takedown right there.
There's also stuff coming up about using somebody's likeness. You can't put like if you think about the Constitution, we already had our Pluto return, but if you think about the Constitution and having an Aquarius moon with all this AI and everything that's happening, there's gonna be a change to the Constitution that's gonna have to include AI.
Yeah.
One, but like specifically, I got thrown,
Yeah.
where look, this stuff's being done shady, and we better get like basically at this point technology's outdoing us and we can't stop it and fix it, but we need to put these fixes in to where people aren't, using somebody else's likeness and saying that it's
Yeah.
them, saying that it's a celebrity when it's not,
Yeah.
So something in regards to security. Pluto and Aquarius is like the detective. It's like these flock cams and all this shit. So the ability to not have privacy is, I think, part of this. As of that Juno, that Pluto and Aquarius with Pholus South Node
Yeah.
talks, the Pholus South Node wants to keep snooping and it
Yeah.
wants to get into parts where
I
it's
was thinking the
think a
Charlie Kirk
think of Pholus, it's a peeping
thing.
Tom looking through the damn window
It
watching somebody do the nasty,
it
like
is.
it's like
It is. I knew people in the army who used to do that on fishing boats at night. They'd go
with
out
the
on Lake
goggles.
Belton out there and they would be on a boat on purpose just to like look into people's houses like that.
Yeah.
And be
Yeah.
like, "Hey, peekaboo."
Yeah, exactly. But it has to do with individual autonomy versus collective.
the
So
the point of contention is our Jupiter. Look at that. Our Jupiter, 5 degrees to 6 degrees, is a trine. It's a trine, yeah. No, it's not. It's an inconjunct.
in conjunct.
The first inconjunct is we need to,
The trines to Palace, but the
the trines
inconjunct, if
palace.
you go further, then it is an
But
inconjunct to
this
Philus
is what makes us
that says
different.
it's
All the
okay.
Aquarius energy is us knowing our neighbors. We know how to form a volunteered military force. These are all our neighbors who go to serve on our behalf. So, look, and I'm saying this because Americans do pull through and we don't mind sharing the load. And this love thing from that angel thing that comes up here to our sun and our Jupiter. Look at the Jupiter piece, right? Now go to the ninth house. Neptune is in Virgo in the ninth house. We may show up like the hero, but this, I think, the heart of Americans right here, the way that we talk about our freedom, the way that we believe about our freedom. Yeah, I agree with you. You know, they're going to have to put some things into place because the rest of the world is going to get further blocked off, especially
Yeah.
with AI.
Yeah, I just saw like gimme, 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 that energy of, we
Yeah,
want to keep everything to ourselves,
but we
Uh,
retain the hope. You know how Americans, that was one of the things that the Europeans thought was insane, was our level of patriotism for our country, because apparently over there it's especially in Germany, like it's shameful to be proud of your country, and they tried to squash that in the children because they believe that that's what led to World War II. And so they try to stifle any
yeah.
kind of feeling about the progress that they make as a country. Whereas over here, we had our flags everywhere. And everybody from all over Europe was just like, they have all their flags. They display them with pride. They put their hat on, it has the flag on it, like it's everywhere. They don't do that in Europe. And I found that interesting because over here with the Neptune in Virgo, like, and it's Virgo, right? So no
Uh-huh.
wonder they were stars and stripes. It's
Yeah,
Virgo. They
yeah.
wanted little Virgo self want an organization with
The
those
pattern
stars.
needed to look really pretty. Yeah, and the fact that Chiron's at 0 Taurus, and then you think about Neptune and Aries being the individual illusion, disillusionment, or whatever, and retrograde. Neptune just went retrograde on the 7th, I think it was. So
Yeah.
like the glasses are coming off about you think, okay, so USA, out from an outsider, they look at us and they go, how do they like this guy? They associate the government and the people as being the same,
Yes.
together.
Yes.
And I think that they're like, how do they buy all this freaking propaganda?
Yeah.
Well, at the same time, they're getting their own propaganda. So
Yeah.
we all have the Neptune fog as individuals in our countries going,
And
we
what we're
hate them, we
doing,
hate them, we love them, we hate them, we love them, or whatever. But it's
yeah.
all a big old illusion because glasses, rose colored glasses off, like
Yeah.
I always say, Neptune's retrograde. People are going to see it a whole lot differently and be like, whoa,
We really love these guys.
we are
And
all being propaganded, and we are
we're
all
going to
being
go,
lied
we
to
love
by
you
the
too.
news people. And then, yeah, I think there's the kumbaya part of the basket. I do. I think that eye opening, the more
Yeah.
people are waking up, yes,
Like,
there's more to it that is going to be shown to us, but collectively, I think that part, those people that wouldn't budge, that wouldn't move and would go,
yes.
no, I've got to watch the news at 3, 10, 12, and blah,
Yes.
blah, and believe it as scripture, is kind of like, though, even those people are going, well, wait a second.
Yeah.
Wait a second.
Yeah. Notice
uh,
you said that part right there. It was perfect. We have Uranus right here, natal American Uranus in Gemini in the sixth, right? Mars is sitting over this place right now. And that, even that connection, you have like a double signature
yeah.
of Mars and then Uranus, Uranus, Aquarius, Aquarius, the conversations about what's going on with the people, which is over here, right? And it's,
Oh, I just
you
saw
just
something
saw
I
it, didn't
didn't. I
you?
just saw what T was saying, because he had those threats against his life, and he immediately went back to, we're going to obliviate them.
Yes,
And
immediately it turned right here.
we're coming up on our Uranus return, and last Uranus and Gemini, y'all, was when that was Hiroshima.
Well,
Nagasaki, wasn't it?
it's curious that you're
Am I
saying
thinking
it
this
like
right?
that, because the seventh house up here, is it's gonna happen here in the sixth, and then it's gonna come up over the horizon, and it's gonna start. Well, no,
Oh, I see where it's
the
at.
horizon point is right here, but it's at dusk. So when this thing rises, it could be at night. It could be at night.
Oh, well, anyways, that's what I just got shown when you were doing that. I just got shown Trump and blah, 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 blah.
Blah blah
Yep.
blah 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 blah. And
I was
notice the
getting my
node
own
is gonna
web.
change over to, well, here was the thing. The Uranus part of Gemini, changing your mind in a flash, right?
Mhm.
About Saturn in Libra. Like the people who won't talk. When you have Saturn in Libra, that these folks, um don't, it would be like this. I don't call my friends as much as I should. And I know they love me, but I like being like
At
an
work.
older person at home, and that's just how it's going to be. I'm the most responsible out of all of my friends. Saturn in Libra will make those relationships cold unless you go over there and fan them and heat them up. And so you can see where they're the talking issue, the squares, like where the sun's at, right on top of that freaking square hair. Um, the aliens. That's what I was going to tell you.
Yeah, the aliens. Hey, have you guys seen Disclosure Day? I went with my kids to go see a like 3 weeks ago. I dug it. Sorry. Disclosure. Yes.
Disclosure Day,
Yes.
right? Steven Spielberg. We need to be looking at
Yes.
his chart, because the alien piece in the sixth house of ritual, right? And notice the ninth house.
Oh my gosh, I just got shown something else too. Oh.
Venus is going to be coming up the corner and squaring that ninth house piece. And the reason why I'm pointing at the ninth house like that is that religion is a very large thing here in the United States. And unlike European countries that have like 4 million people, we have 350 million people. And that's a lot of little rabbits. So, this idea of religious suppression or religious control being that thing that's put in our laws that says you cannot mess with that part of being an American, right? That's like, it's part of the gig. People got to think for themselves, believe for themselves. If the alien pictures that are coming out right now, though, Heather, and that's what I wanted to talk about, was how is this
I
going to square, right? Like, holy crap. There's been some on my feeds that sort of describe, what are pastors going to tell their congregants? The Bible doesn't say one doggone thing about aliens. So, what, as an individual practicing a ritual of religion, what is the ritual for this?
so
Do
in the movie there was a point without it being spoiler or anything. There the main male in the role's girlfriend was like an ex-nun. And he didn't know this until they were like on the run.
right?
Well, you see him show her what he's seen, and it just flips her whole world. So she calls the nun who she trusted her
Yeah.
whole life. And she said, didn't the Bible say something along the lines of that we are, humans are the divine creation? And the nun goes, on earth.
On earth. I actually had a very
That
wise
was,
person
and then
once
it
sit with
cut.
me
Like, yeah.
and explain his God theory. And it was sort of like, how do we not know that Jesus is not one of these? How do we not know that there's a whole panel of gods that set this experiment into place?
Galactic
And
Council.
it it's that sort of idea. I have been listening to the Sumerian clay tablets for the past week and a half or so.
Don't change the screen yet.
Oh, okay. I'm sorry. Anyway.
All right. Before you go there, I was thinking, and I got shown real quick here. I didn't realize that natally we have Uranus in the 6th, trine Saturn in the 10th. And I just cringed a little bit because I heard medical experiments without question.
That has always been going on in the
I
VA.
know, but I just saw it. Like
we would always talk about it.
I just saw how easy that is. You must get this vaccination, you must do this, you must do that, and no questions asked.
You're not allowed.
Trine that Uranus and Gemini in the 6th is experiments.
All
right.
We would know going to the VA because they'd issue from the pharmacy our pills, and every month our pills were a different shape, different color, different form, and we'd all be sitting and looking at each other and, well, they've been putting shots in our arms since we were 19, 18, 17. We knew that there was at least collection of data analysis. I will say that.
Yeah. I'm sorry, I didn't mean to interrupt. What were you going to show us?
No, I was agreeing with you.
I know. You were going to close out the chart. Before you did, I wanted to mention that other part that I just saw.
Oh, the Sumerian tablets.
Oh, let's see.
I have been listening to as much of the AI translations, because I know there have been many experts that have sat with the tablets and came up with their own ideas, but AI was able to take the clay tablets, and even though they were all separate, when AI did the scan, it was able to pick up patterns and put those patterns in certain positions, and it found the language, and just like that. And so I also did not know that these tablets were spread out.
Stop sharing the screen, baby, so we can see your beautiful face talk about these tablets.
Dude, I'm telling you, these tablets. So I'm listening to the translations. You may know some of these words. Apparently, clay tablets, the city of you are. Yes, that city is in the Bible. And the Sumerians wrote down about the Anunnaki.
Mm-hmm.
And there was Enlil, who was the leader. Mm-hmm. And then there was Enki, who was the creator. And I think me and Enki could get along, all my little science.
He was someone that was he was like really Virgo.
He was very Virgoing.
Yeah.
And what it says is that they had humans upgraded, but the humans were also categorized and classified into groups of hierarchies. They're the ones that started it. And some humans were only allowed, like they weren't even given names. They would call them by the job that they did. Hey, dig, come over here, dig. Hey, dig farmer, dirt. Get over here, farmer. But to some humans, the clay tablets say that they gave astronomy, mathematics, building things. They gave certain human groups, and then they kept them separate, like Divergent, the movies. They kept them separate.
That was a great series.
Enki apparently was the only one of the gods. There was a council of them. He's the one that built Adam. Like, you should hear the name. It's like a dom lob or something like this.
Yeah.
And what Enki says in the tablets is, I discovered that there was something inside of this human that I did not put there. And it has given the humans the ability to cognitively process thoughts. We know there are thoughts because there are feelings. We know there are feelings because there's expressions. Mm-hmm. And we didn't put that part in there. So as soon as Enki saw this magical thing that the Anunnakis could not replicate, they backed it up.
Yeah.
Enki was like, don't touch that thing. It's got sovereignty. Don't touch it.
It has feelings.
Yes. Enlil was the one that said they're going to multiply and take over. We need to wipe them out. So Enki's the one that snuck out, found Noah, and said, dude, build a boat. Build a boat. So the Sumerian clay tablets talk about the flood, the
That's so
great flood.
incredible. Yeah.
And there was one more really important part, that when a certain series of events happens, we're going to see more geometric shaped buildings and structures be revealed. And I was showing this to Allie the other day, how in the deep Brazilian Amazonian forests, they're finding through satellite data the same
Oh,
imagery that they were like the
I've seen
shots
it. Yeah, I
they were
saw that.
taking of the pyramid and the big chambers underneath it. They did out in South America, and they found a crap ton more of pyramids, a ton more of
Yeah,
pyramids.
yeah, yeah,
They're
yeah.
uncovering them like everywhere. So the tablets talk about what's going to happen at the before they return, because they're coming or they're here. And the tablets actually said, when we show up, it is very important that you do not kneel to us. Do not kneel. Those that kneel are apparently going to be seen as slaves, the ones that they were
Yeah,
before.
yeah,
They
we
will know, it
the
says
human
we'll know
race was
immediately
like
who is
the
who.
human race was supposed to be slaves, and then they realized they're conscious and they can fight back and they have feelings, and like
They have
there's
sovereignty.
they
Like
have
they couldn't
sovereignty.
create
Yeah,
consciousness.
yeah,
That's what, like they couldn't create consciousness.
yeah.
But yeah, upon their return, it says don't kneel to us, because Enlil, who was the leader, will know
And
right away those who have the upgrade and those that don't.
he'll South Node Follis you.
And then the Enki was just like, please,
Hmm.
I don't know what anybody's going to do with these tablets, but please tell as many people as you know. Don't kneel. They are not gods. Stand in the sovereignty of knowing this is your planet. They're visitors. You know what I mean? You came to us. You're visiting. This is our planet. Don't let loose of your grip of your earth and your world. Because as soon as and that's what it says in the tablets, those that stand and do not kneel will inherit the earth. And I thought
Yeah,
about it driving home from Corpus, and I was like, the Bible says that the meek will inherit the earth.
but the meek.
The meek will
Yeah.
inherit the earth. And all of a
Well,
sudden,
on
it's
a
like,
on a power control trip, which is like what a good majority of that
so who's
is
the one
is like, hey, I
that's
mean,
lying to everybody and telling them to kneel
mm, on Earth,
on earth?
on Earth,
I'm
and
not giving up my planet.
well,
Me and my
no,
friends
but
be the only ones standing there being like, hey, what's
yeah.
up?
Yeah. I mean, I would like to think that what you have said is I no, I've heard the story of the Anunnaki and the tablet, that part, like the tablets and stuff. So, but I also like to think that collectively this basket, and I've said this, I think in one of my other recordings, but the bucket has, like I said, the stability of it, but I believe that it has to do with the combination of science and the metaphysical and spirituality, like those things together, because you can do all the fucking experiments you want, but you can't create consciousness. You
Can't
can't,
create consciousness.
so like the consciousness side of it,
Yeah,
they're trying to with AI, they're trying to get it,
I see what you're saying.
but you see so many people and a lot of the division, because there's a lot of that happening right now too. Miriam talked earlier about the Mars, Venus, the competition that is
Yeah,
being stirred up in your algorithms, in the collective of let's pit side against side, let's keep trying to do this because
yeah,
they're waking up too fast, they're waking up too fast. And then you've got the people that are straight atheists that don't believe in anything but science,
right.
that are going, wait a second, Virgo South Node, we can't count for this equation. What, we can't account for that. So
Yes.
what accounts for that? We have to reach outside of our bucket of anything that makes any kind of fucking
Yes.
sense and like
Yes.
trust that God consciousness is real. What?
Right. You got to use faith.
So that's where I personally think some of it is. Yes, it is alien. I believe it is alien. It has to do with interspecies talking, communicating. It has to do with people waking up and having telepathy all of a sudden.
Dude.
And that's, could you think of like, if any of you here in this room, or just me, Miriam and I, when we first had our awakenings and we started having spirits talk to us and our higher selves talk to us, and we're getting all these downloads and visions and whatever. Could you imagine? Because I mean, it was cool but traumatic, right? Could you
Oh, yeah.
imagine if worldwide
Mm.
people were waking up like that fast? Like, boom, how crazy people would feel.
It's like, and it would be like this, okay? Because I saw some videos of some of this, but they were in like India, and the person going to sleep at night and then waking up and being the only person in the family group that got changed in some way.
Yeah.
And now everybody in the family is pushing them away and saying they're crazy, they're
Yeah.
insane, you know?
Yeah.
And this person is now like, okay, I just lost my whole family because of
Yeah.
something I didn't even do to myself.
And we're already having the
And
revelation that they're
yeah,
using skull-based technology to fuck with people's heads.
dude, we've
And
talked about
that, and
this.
I've talked to you about this in nauseum because of the work that I've done over the years of
Yeah.
talking to people who think they're being stalked all the time.
Yes.
And I had to explain that you are, but it's AI. I promise you.
It's
There
AI.
it's not for, like, but if you think about the awakening and how you get like ostracized from people, because you
Yeah,
do, the
you
people you
do.
care about the most, before you know it, they're having an intervention on you, thinking you're, like
You
nutso.
need to go away to
Yeah,
somewhere for a
yeah, and
while.
and if
That's not true.
everybody's coming awake and online at that time, and what is it? I don't know the date. Is it January of 27 or is it February of 27 is when we go into the cross of the sleeping phoenix on human design? That's my
Mine's
I'm
coming up on the 12th.
uh
All that action is sitting right on top of my Venus.
oh yeah, yeah. I mean,
28
that's me
degrees.
too.
It's right on my Venus,
Right on
21.
my right on my 20-degree Leo
So,
North
I'm looking at
node.
my
So
Venus,
we're
who's
busy.
changing my Saturn and my Venus.
I know, I love that.
It's my
Oh,
Venus.
oh.
So, it better be like a pocket squirrel that I can carry into the store with me,
With a couple of
hang out in my
zeros after
pocket.
it. With a couple of zeros after it. Like, I don't need a squirrel. Put me some.
That's what I loved about Amabel so much. She had a service animal and she'd be in a wheelchair.
That's so
And
sweet.
people wanted to, like, they would greet the dog and then they would like
And
fall
then,
into like, boom, boom, boom.
oh, hi,
Hi,
Amabel.
Amabel. I like your dog. And now Amabel's got a friend. She goes like, she
Oh,
would go fishing like that and be like, gotcha. Um, so yeah, put a little squirrel in your pocket and be like, did I tell you? Was it early this last week? I went to the grocery store and this poor guy, it was 100 and something degrees outside. He brought in a tiny little puppy, like a pit bull puppy, and put him in the front cart of the cart. And
oh.
he was getting talking to by the store manager about how about we come back next time without the dog. And I was like, it's a puppy. You can't leave a puppy out there in that heat. Anyway,
I need
random
me
story.
I need me an emotional support peacock, Miriam. That's just what
Dude,
I'm gonna do. I don't know if anybody has seen
I
them
got that
yet.
hit this week too. I sent it to you
You did.
in
The
the store,
peacock
and the
thing.
lady's talking about, I didn't even know that peacocks were pets. And then I stumble into a whole group of people who have peacock pets. And she was like, I didn't even know such a thing existed. And she's telling everybody in the line about it. Now I'm
Yeah,
texting Heather, there's your peacock.
there's my
This
peacock.
rando peacock showed up.
I see peacock and I drew a peacock years back, and it was when I was working on making a tarot deck. So I started doing different animals and insects and things as the cards, and the 10 of Pentacles and the Empress card
You have a
both were
thing for
peacocks.
insects.
I do.
You do.
I
Beetles come to you,
I
butterflies
used
come to you.
I
Hummingbirds. She set up the hummingbird feeders, and every morning I'd go out with Iris and Bailey. There'd be hummingbirds coming to the feeder.
Oh, and they're cute. They come down to say hi to the
Yeah,
cats.
they say
They come
hi
down to say hi to the cats
and they
specifically.
zip off.
They're
They
like, "Oh,
come down a
you
little bit
can't
and
get me. You sure you want to try? Get me."
yeah,
But yeah, the insects, animals, nature in general. Like yesterday, like I always say, play with your magic a little bit. Go sit outside. Like okay, a common meditation for me, and this is what's going to happen after I do my live. So
okay.
I got a chip in my nail, right? So Heather does her own nails. So my
Yes.
meditation, I go sit outside under an awning where it's shade to where I can be all right. I put in my earbuds, I listen to podcasts, and I'll paint my nails. It'll be like it's a Sunday ritual, but not just that. If I'm really in the zone, then I start looking up and I'll start cloud scrying. That's a fun thing to do as well. But you'll start to notice that universe or Mother Nature will play back. You'll start getting the butterflies that just come right up to you. If you're open to that kind of thing, I
I
know
think it's what's over your 12th.
I probably
That's what I think. What's over your
Or
12th
my Zulu.
or your Zulu.
I'll have to look at
Your
that 27
Zulu.
degrees. Like, show me what 27 degrees is. I'm gonna have to look that up on Inside Degrees for Zulu.
Right.
27 Taurus. I'll
Can
remember
I
it for later,
can I
but
present again one more time? One last
uh,
time.
pimp your stuff.
I'm pimping my stuff because well, the first thing I think we need to do is here, I'm going to engage with the audience and make a poll.
You're gonna have
Let's
to do that. I can't really play with the chat. I mean, I can see you guys are all
are
typing, but I need my glasses on to read.
are you interested in a free friend group hosted once per week to join and build out your family tree? Question mark. Yes or no? I'm going to start the poll because if I get enough people to say yes and I set this into place, into the rando schedule that isn't rando, it becomes prominent. And the other times that I've had my friend groups, those nights of the week, it was like nobody was messing with that night. I have my friends coming, we're hanging out on Thursday nights,
Mhm.
Um, and we'd hang out for like 4 hours, looking at astrology or talking about our lives and our world. But this one I wanted to do with familysearch.org. That's the one that I use. And I was able to reach into my historical timeline, and I found saying it again, three of the founding fathers that signed the Declaration of Independence belong to me. Three of those guys in that room belong to me, right? Well, I laid out my husband's side, and his goes all the way back 1200s, Scottish royalty. So of course I'm texting Heather again, and I'm like, Heather, do you find it odd that the rebel American, three founding fathers, is married to, King Bruce?
Who's showing
King
me the
Bruce over here.
Do you find it funny that you're showing me the Outlander?
And I was flicking off, I was like, hey, John, just, sending him a bird, just being like, that's my job. I'm an American.
In your
My
face,
whole
red
part
coat.
in this was to break away from that monarch stuff. Yeah, I sat there and I was like, what is this how we are healing, the large, because Jeffrey Green talks about it. A lot of other modalities have it as well, where we do come in with personal karma, yes, but we also come in with stuff like communication karma. Like if you're a person who likes to garbage talk other people, if you're someone who likes to gossip, if you're someone who is just ratty tatty with your communication, there is such a thing as karma communication. And you can see it in the chart between Pluto and Saturn. It's not a whole lot of fun to live out and have to repair those things. But hopefully I have done my due diligence there. The point of the matter is that we have a friend group. And if you would like to join,
Am I invited?
I wanted your Aunt Dulcie,
Just kidding.
Aunt
Oh,
Dulcie.
excuse all my noise. That's what you were saying? You can stay at home and invite
Yeah, stay at
Dulcie
home,
and
send me your
Kaylee?
daughter and your aunt, and we'll be fine. We'll make that family tree together.
Yeah.
Also, uh,
Yeah.
the familysearch.org has billions of records. So there's photos that are uploaded. There are registers for entering and exiting customs. Um, I have the link to the military stuff. I have everything that we would need. We just need you,
That's
basically.
that's really cool. Kaylee and I were actually just talking about this a week ago. She was bringing up ancestry where I like because I found that I had found the paperwork back to on my Cherokee side.
Right.
I found the paperwork that could help me get legit,
Legit,
get
legit.
help me get my papers, if you will, like. But I like she found a whole different side that I didn't even know about that I still have yet to venture into. So that's exciting.
Bitch, I got archives of. I'm always the librarian. Miriam always shows up with the stuff to play with. Okay, that's.
She's good with that stuff. Me, I'm like,
I'm really good
let's find their real birth stuff
at
and pull up
picking the
their birth
toys.
chart.
We're gonna
Let's look at their birth
play
chart.
because I have Venus and Saturn in Leo. So if we're gonna play a game, we're gonna play the game. Um, I
Haley and
wanted
Nikki made
to
slime the other night. I'm just telling you. Made
slime.
slime. Yeah, because they take it to work and they play with slime. So yeah,
Would
yeah.
you want that in your like for your kids to put that in the book, right? For the family thing, right? Where
I don't know
you're
about that.
going, mom
Go
loves
make slime.
slime.
No, Kaylee loves slime. No, we totally did pina coladas, popcorn, and pink slime. We're having
Oh,
pina coladas. If you guys haven't seen the Ninja frozen dinner, the frozen drink machine, it's incredible. My sister has one. Um,
okay. Where's Brandon? Okay. So because
her,
Brandon and Tracy have agreed to this, let me see. I'm going to share
how long have
like
you been
that.
going for? Can
I
you
don't
tell?
know. Hold on. Let me see. How long has this been going on?
I was just curious. No biggie.
Dang it.
No
Can you see
biggie.
that?
I can see the chart. Yep.
Okay. You can see the report,
Oh, now I can see the report. Yeah.
and you were wanting me to look at what? Say it again.
Oh, earlier 1927. Uh, Wait, no, 27 degrees of Gemini earlier. Wait,
Oh,
27 Taurus. I was curious because we were talking about Zulu and then we totally skipped over my stuff. But no, it's okay. There was a couple things. Like you said, you were going to pull
an
my
old Indian woman selling beads.
Are you serious, y'all? I made these just so you know. Like, and these, like, I
What the heck? Whatever floats your boat, man.
wisdom of an elder. No,
I will
I thought you were.
definitely, you know.
No, you earlier you were on Inside Degrees, but that's cute. I was just wondering if and you also said you had the eclipse thing, like for me. You were like, "Oh, let me pull your eclipse thing." And
Oh yeah,
then
it's probably finished running. But before I pull that up, I want you to see this.
you have Tracy and Brandon's up too.
I have Tracy and Brandon's up because we had a little bit of a hiccup this week. You guys know that I created the signature of us, and in large part because I think it's time for us to become more than just intuitively aware of the folks that we put in our lives, but logically aware as well. So the idea is coming from the Heart Math Institute, where they have verified that our each heart that pumps and beats is creating an electromagnetic field. We see it in a lot of the stuff that we look at in spiritual stuff. But for those of you that are watching the channel, maybe even for the first time, we talk about the electromagnetic fields because they're all around us, even in space. And I'm the science nerd that can give you the reference to that and the date that science found it. Anyway, so here I am, and I built this as a compatibility tool. If you are dating, even if you're just curious, then I have a report that can identify what kind of relationship you're in. Who are you with? Is this a karmic? Is it a soul, a mate, or is it a twin flame? And yes, this is done with my astrological knowledge. For all the years, I did not know it was going to come to this, but this is the first of the scans, okay, you guys? And this week, our hiccup was that I had to tweak a bit to do family soul contract reading, which removes the romantic part of it. So if there are family members that you want to look at, notice I did Tracy and Brandon. Their report would put it more in the framework of family, not
Yeah,
so
for
much.
people that don't know, those are longtime son and daughter, or mother and son
Yes,
uh, followers, supporters of
subscribers. Yeah,
Miriam's.
they're
Yeah.
subscribers. Yeah, but we've known them for a long time, long time. But this is their report, author's notes, right? Birth information, of course. But then we fall into the reading and see Tracy and Brandon, mother and son, right? Some connections between a mother and her grown son feel like a finished story. This one feels like a working one. There is real warmth here, and there is also a low hum of effort, the sense that the two of you keep adjusting to each other in small ways year after year. Both things are true at once, and both belong in this reading. Based on the birth data provided, this connection reads as soul family with a strong growth thread running through it, held at moderate to high confidence. And that's the part with the now we're seeing family karma, individual karma, family karma, communication karma. But when we do the tree, the family tree, we get to see national karma, or we get to see things like it's not like Heather and I can't pull up a chart from 1129 BC because we surely can. We can tell you where the moon was on that day. We can tell you where the large planets were on that day. And I don't see how we couldn't sit down and actually get to know some of the personalities of the people in your family tree as well. Anyway, I was saying all of that because of the karmic piece. And then I read a little bit so that they could hear what the report is. But basically, look at all the pages, right? It also will give my notes and where I pulled this from out of their charts. Notice we have a synastry chart here. And I don't think we have natal charts that came in synastry. I know we run with the progressed on this, and if they choose to take this to the next scan over, which is the tier 3, which should be going up in the next couple of weeks, then we will add the asteroids in. We will also add the composite and the Davison charts if and when Tracy and Brandon move to the next tier. But here we have definitions, and that's the report. So that's what you would get with the signature of us for the family soul contract, but we
Very
are
cool.
still doing the romantic ones too. Go ahead.
Very cool. Oh, no, very cool.
All right. You want me to pull up your eclipse?
Sure.
Fetch it.
Do we still have any friends here? No, we do. Yeah, we do. Yeah, you did my signature of us. I enjoyed it. I think that let's just say that there's times where, we try to Neptune ourselves, we try to Neptune ourselves, and there's a little bit of idealism and different things like that. This report cuts through all that shit. It's just kind of like, yep, that's what it is, and here's how. And you're like, well, those are all things that I kind of thought of as red flags, but fine,
Man,
fine.
I'm
It's a
telling you.
karmic. Fine, it's a karmic, Miriam. Fine. I'm kidding.
Fine.
Not that all karmics even have to be bad. I mean, karmic relationships are extremely profound too. They're
Well, I like
extremely
how the report's built because it may say, yes, this is a karmic soul contract. And then it'll tell you the good things that are coming from it.
right,
It'll
right.
show you where to put your energy. Like if both of you stand together and you look at this point, which would only be individualistic to the couple,
Yeah,
right?
yeah,
Look at this point, then both of you will succeed at overcoming the karma in this.
yeah, yeah.
So it gives instructions. It's that people are, are American and they have Mars and Gemini as a national signature point. And, we're like, hurry up, give me, I gotta go. Just give it to me. Let's go. Let's just go. But if you sit
Hmm.
and you read the report like slowly, it'll give you exactly what you need. It wasn't run, done, and babe.
It's
It's
fine.
saying I'm
We
building it
we
really
don't we
fast.
don't need to bore people with this eclipse on my north node. Y'all will hear about it. I'm going to come on here and talk.
That's probably
Miriam
what's
and I,
taking it so long.
it's her Venus, yeah, or
It's my Venus.
it's our Venus
Boom,
and north node.
boom.
So
I
we've
know, and I
got
have
some
a
busy stuff coming up.
colonoscopy that's coming up like at the end of the month.
That sounds more like a south node thing.
And I'm like, right? It's a South Node thing.
Little
And I'm
Scorpio
like,
though.
oh man, I haven't had one of these in like 7 years. And I'm going, doo-doo, doo-doo,
I'm
doo-doo,
one of those.
doo-doo.
I told you I woke up because I was getting mine, and I was getting both sides. Right, they do it down my throat as well,
Yeah.
and they had me knocked out. And I'm one of those weird creatures. They
Mm.
call it a redheaded gene. I don't know what it is, but I'm one of those weird creatures that tends to wake up out of anesthesia in the middle of procedures happening, and so or numbness. I don't get numb, but like I woke up with the thing in my mouth and the scope going down there, and I'll never forget. It was a student. He was teaching a student, and this student saw that I woke up and was trying to pull the stuff out of my breathing. I was trying to pull the scope out of my mouth or whatever. And that kid's eyes were like, boom, like, holy crap, holy crap. And then I just fell back asleep. But
Man.
I hope you sleep well through it, and that
All right.
all's well on that front. I
Look
thought
what
you
I
already had
found.
it. What?
Bum, 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 bum. Heather's
My
eclipse
eclipse.
year.
Ooh.
Heather is having an eclipse year on August 12th, 2026. A total solar eclipse arrives at 20 degrees of Leo. Blah, 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 blah. There's Heather. So
What
cute.
is it saying? It's wrong on that.
It's just, yeah,
Where's it at? 20 North Node. Oh, I see what it's doing. Okay.
yeah. It's making a geometric shape. Is that what it's doing? One of
Well,
these
like
days.
I'm a Aries rising, so I'm looking at Chiron and Taurus, and so I was a little confused
Okay.
by the
The
picture.
eclipse lands within a fraction of 1 degree of her birth north node, opposes her birth south node, and squares her Uranus and Chiron. Four corners of the fixed sky, all activated by one eclipse. This kind of alignment can mark a true turning of the wheel. Look, that's why they did it like
I
that.
see what they're doing. They're talking about where it's going to hit. So it's going to hit my first.
It's got a direct hit. That's
Yeah,
what he's saying to you.
I
My
know. I
God.
mean, if you pulled at my
He's like,
April 8th, 2024,
direct hit.
direct hit again.
Direct hit. Oh my God. What do you mean? What are you talking about?
Yep.
Okay, so it says this eclipse falls only 12 arc minutes from her birth north node at 20 degrees 14 minutes of Leo. She is 46, the year the moving nodes return in reverse to their birthplaces. And the eclipse strikes that very degree. It lands in her fifth house, creativity, children, romance, and the work of the heart. A dragon's tail eclipse asks for release, completion, and balancing the ledger. With her own life direction axes as the target, the season may ask her to let go of any old way of being seen so the path she was born pointing toward can open. Wow, fifth house, be watching your son for about 4 to 4.5 years,
Yep. Yep.
right?
I
And
was already
then
watching my ascendant for 2 more.
February 17th will be the annular solar eclipse. This portal opened 5 months ago and stays open for years. It sits exactly opposite her birth Mercury. Oh, say it isn't so. Her birth, look, another 4 years. Great.
Birth
Partial lunar eclipse.
Mercury and Leo.
Why is it laying it out like this?
Yeah,
This is not the way see, it's deviating from my instruction.
it's okay. That's why we review all this
But
stuff
is
before it goes
it
out.
10
Well,
days before the summer eclipse? This is not a full report.
mm-mm.
It shortchanged me.
It changed it to an eclipse year. That's
Hey
interesting.
man.
I
Hey
wasn't.
man.
Hey, it's okay. It's
Hey
okay.
man. My
You'll work it.
apologies.
You'll work it out.
My my machine is not working correctly at the moment.
What it was showing you guys essentially was my North Node, fifth house, where the eclipse is happening, how it squares my Chiron at the end of my first house, how that also squares up to my Uranus, which is at the end of my seventh house. And so it's showing you the cardinal square of what parts of your life are getting hit based off of that. So you don't need to keep working it right now, honey.
Yes, I can.
No, 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 no. Let me
Oh, but
see here.
darling,
Yeah,
well, I want them to see what it looks like for you.
I can wait.
I know
I
that
was
you
trying to see the
want to look
chart.
at it too. I
'Cause
want to look at it. I know what
yeah.
mine's about.
Well, you know what yours is about.
My community, my friendships, my networks, my community.
Mine's about
And the
me.
way that it
All
sort
about
of
me.
talks about it, it says all the stuff that you've been gathering for years. This is the moment I show it off to my community and give it back to them and go, here you go, guys. Choo choo.
I love all that. I love that. I
It's
love it. I love
crazy
it.
because
And
I'm ready.
mine's about me. Me and my kids.
Dude, I in my head, I am like a ninja warrior with the words. And I'm like, I'll be your huckleberry. Let's go. Um, yeah, because you do enough astrology and tarot, especially under the pressure of having a channel. Because when you're running a YouTube channel, you turn the camera on, you could have everything in place the way you think it needs to be done, and something's going to shift and something's going to change. And sometimes I think about the other creators and I'm like, how is it? Are they so like extremely meticulous on the front end of their programming that everything works the way it's supposed to? And you covered the right content. And, you sit in
Mhm.
front of the camera when you're reading straight off the cuff with the Terra or you're channeling, you don't have
No.
minutes to stop, pause. You have to keep going. You're
Yeah.
in their energy. Do you know what I'm saying? Like
Yeah. Yeah.
when you're in the middle of a read and the camera is on, that's a different kind of pressure. You see the
Yeah.
difference.
Yeah.
Like I wish I could pre-lay the cards and pre-have the read, but you got to sit in the energy with them. And so nobody will know what we know. And I think it's an oddball thing that I'm being asked to give the divine collective the Virgo energy, the black and white, because I'm like the most totally acceptable. I have Aquarius over the fifth. So my childhood is Aquarius. It's a humanitarian effort, missionaries, service to other people, not just to myself. Um, and all of that is there and all of it is present, but you're going to ask me to hand the tool that cuts the wheat from the chaff.
Uranus, Mars, and Gemini.
What the F's with that, bruh? Like, the text layers are empty. The problem, all 3 project files are zip archives. I wish it would have. Okay, we're going to have to show them next week, I guess.
Oh, we don't even have to show them per se.
Yes, we do. We want them to have their tools. Oh, by the by, you guys, even more exciting news. Very shortly in the near future, we will be announcing that we have a store. Not saying there's a bunch of stuff in there that is only for folks like us who are awake. It'll be for normal folks too. And we'll see how it goes. We'll see.
You guys want some jewelry? You want
You guys want to see
you want some pretties?
jewelry?
Yeah, some artwork.
Because I'm doing my best, y'all. Look, I'm just going to let them know. There's Heather, right? And then there's y'all. And 100% of the work that I do is for y'all, not just Heather. Because if I did all this work for Heather, bitch better be a queen, some shit. Like, this is my astrologer and I am the queen. Everything that I do is for you. And
all right, Brian Adams.
Everything. Why do you keep doing that to my brain, woman? God. So if you tell us, I don't like it like that, but I don't like it like this, chances are we're going to alter it for you and give you what you want.
Yeah.
That's my point. And when it comes to digital products, where we're building scans now that can answer these questions in minutes for you based off of you. I don't understand if there's a stronger anchor to your reality other than you, because I'd pretty much clinch it for me right there. Like, oh, okay, you're going to read me, knock yourself out.
That's how I started learning astrology. I wanted to know my own chart.
Yes.
I wanted to know more about me. Tell me about, and there's
I took all those methods.
Toby Keith. What the hell? Another Toby.
I plugged it all.
About me. You want to know about I want to know about, yeah.
Clickety click click. So a digital library of sorts with digital products for our people. It's for you. We do think about you guys every day. We do love you. We are grateful to you. And to those that have gotten scans or gotten readings with us recently, thank you so much. You should be seeing more of me because I'm pretty much stable for
5 minutes.
No.
For 5 minutes.
5 minutes before I'm the next one that has to.
She's on my Uranus, y'all. Just so you know, asteroid Miriam is conjunct my Uranus at the end of my 7th house. So I can have everything lined out on time and exactly where I want it to be. And
I'm going to come in the room and go
in the room and it's like, okay, we're doing something different.
And she's going to go, I'm like, save it for another day. This is which direction
well, I
going.
appreciate your flexibility today because I was like, I am not doing this shit for my phone.
I'm like, please. Mad Max.
I want to sit at a computer.
Show up with the buggy and I'm like, get in. She's like, but I had plans today. I'm like, I don't care.
I love and it's
we go into astrology land.
Mad Max is a good one.
Mad Max is, that's how I feel about that. I love you.
I do
love you. I just feel bad because I'm sick again. And I'm looking at you like, Mom. It's bad when I'm crying for my mom.
I told her yesterday. So yesterday at like 11:30, she texted me and she's like, I'm going live. 5 hours later, she's still pumping me data and like boom, 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 boom. And I'm like, honey, well, you get these things, you need to run with them and get online the camera because you will crash out.
No, but that's what I did.
Eventually,
if I create for them, then I can get on the camera and show them what they're gonna get, what it's gonna be like.
Yeah,
it's all there. We're still doing the readings and everything, guys.
And we know y'all want the other stuff too, but literally my travel I needed this. My soul
Yeah.
needed this time with my family. And so I'm like intimately, my fourth house, Cancer and Venus, is being
And
swallowed
I
by
don't
all of
have
this
family to go
energy.
to. So to me, her
You're,
going was sacred.
yeah,
Okay.
it really has
For
been.
like, not ever would I tell her not to go to her family, 110%. Just because I don't have one to like go to. So
Yeah.
I understand the value of it. And we have also had, um, we were interrupted by an emergency that all of us really had to work together in some way to make happen and create a safe environment for someone's very special to us.
Yeah. Yeah.
And that protection meant everything. So all of us dropped everything for this person. And that's where I've been also sick as a dog. My dogs never get sick. I don't know why.
Well, you look beautiful,
I love
and
you.
I love
I
you
do.
too. I love you
And I'm
too.
sorry I haven't been able to spend so much time with you lately. But the products that I'm building for our people are so damn good.
I
Bitch,
know
I
they
can't
are.
stop. Not now.
Yeah, I know. And I wasn't going to stop you. I was like, well, what the hell am I going to do? You're on one.
Fire.
You're on one. I'm not going to,
Right? I
I'm
have spirit
hands,
fingers
I'm
right
hands
now. Let me
off. So
go.
anybody who wants to know what's going on,
Oh,
look,
yeah.
look at our calendar. I moved out of
Yes.
the way. I was trying to point, but it wasn't, my camera is not knowing whether it wants to pick me up. So this is what's
Ah,
going on
good
this week.
dog. Hi,
This is
baby.
what's going on this week in the astrology, my people.
Yeah.
Feel free to download it from the comment section of Patreon or YouTube, and we'll be back to see you as soon as we can.
Expect changes, fun ones. I
What
love you.
time to
Not you,
change the world?
them.
Change.